ain't no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star.
Didn't even get to cross.
I said I'm moving too far. Get to glass. Looking at a shooting star. Got more than a couple of people going mad. I swear they're rooting hard. Tell them I be big in the game like she went and got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast. Didn't even get to glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant. If you had swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt. We aren't hating because you aren't. Shining like it's neon. Rock like kings of Leon. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, them amateurs have to leave. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, them amateurs have to leave. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting. Yeah, shooting shots. Shooting stars.
Didn't even get to cross.
I said I'm moving too far. Get to glass.
team takes the first turret and the second one just shortly after. The Slevin's about to go down, and 9-volt, and look, that's nice. And that's the team for life. That's it.
7 minutes in, that's a point. Like the combination of CCs and Max Focus Challenge, which is happening yet again. Oh, and a whole wipe for Paulo. Paulo with the double kill, and another kill. Just that raw damage combined with Swiggins and Frog initiating.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2. I'm one of your hosts here, Pyro Cheese, and I'm here joined by the one and only Celtsy. How's it going, dude?
What's up, everybody? You're having a wonderful morning / night / wherever the hell you are.
Yeah, it's been all over the place, but, people from all over the world here. Hopefully it's a convenient time for everyone here. It's about, pretty reasonable time, I think. But in any case, Awesomenauts Season 2. What do you think about that? We're back.
Competitive season is alive again.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly well. It's good to see. Though I'm not taking part this time. It's nice to see people playing again, people scrimming.
No, for sure, and definitely good to be participating us as casters as well. Lovely of Pillow to invite us to do that. Very much appreciated with that. And this whole competitive scene starting up again, that's awesome, in my opinion. Gets the community going, gets things interesting, as well as we get to see some nice plays. And the community gets to witness that, and it should be interesting.
Yeah. Shout out to our sponsors real quick. Humble Bundle!
Yeah, nice.
No segue at all.
Yeah, they're just zero segue.
Our sponsors, Ronimo Games and Humble Bundle!
Yeah, whoa. No idea how to say with the sponsors.
Yeah,
but
that's not exactly in my skill set, but...
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. Shout out to them. Thanks for supporting this tournament. Ronimo for giving us some skins and some prizes to give out during the tournament, and as well as Home Bundle for, tossing over some money every once in a while, frankly, for being a partner with them. That's pretty awesome with them. So, with that, though, introductions out of the way, do you want to just go ahead and start jumping right into it?
Sure thing, dog.
Alright, let's give the people what they want, what they came here for. Alright, and I'm not in control of the stream, so I don't know if we've transitioned over to the
We're there.
We have. Okay, sweet, awesome. We should get used to that. But yeah,
Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of these drafts.
Alright, well, first things first, let's go and talk about what the bans and picks are. So, over on... well, let's first off talk who is who. So, it's going to be... Just 1 second, where's that channel?
It's Hollis' team. It's our boys' team, but he's not there, so we're not biased. It's Nick Lexinel, YOLO, and Paulo on Team KO.
There we go, that's true.
And Seb, Game is Broken, and Love on Team Please Love. Easy points.
Yeah, and so a lot of familiar faces to people who are involved in the community, so this should be a pretty exciting match overall. But specifically talking about the nods, the bans, and picks, we're going to talk about that now. On the red side, we have banned a Yuri and a Raylan, and they are picking Dizzy, Sentry, and Frog. The other side, banning Cloak and Rockets, and picking up a Swiggins, Scoldier, and a Dirtball. Now, as far as what I think about this, Game is Love and Easy Points and all them, they're pretty much known in the community as being the people who always pick Scoldier and Yuri. I mean, I think it's kind of just getting that straight out of the way. I think that's kind of hard to avoid these kinds of discussions. So a Yuri ban right there, I think just kind of makes sense, kind of regardless of the map, because they're just really, really used to that. So I wonder if that's going to throw them off kilter.
Yuri is also just kind of coming back into the meta, I think. I talked to Hall about this briefly, and 9-volt mentioned that Nikki was picking a lot of Yuri, and he was, at least the last time I was playing competitive, he was kind of not really relevant. People weren't banning or picking him, and now we're seeing a lot more of that, I think. So
I think I agree. Yeah, the meta does change a lot in this game, I think, surprisingly, even though there's not many balance tweaks that often for how often the meta changes, in my opinion. But yeah, Yuri is a little bit more relevant, and definitely in this match, extremely relevant. But as far as when it comes to kill conditions and win conditions for this team, Red team, pretty freaking mobile compared to the other one. I mean, Dizzy out of the gate, just extremely mobile. Has multiple dashes to get out of anything. Swiggins is a good answer to that, in my opinion. So we'll see if he can capitalize on her and take her out, because I think that's going to probably be the biggest problem for them is that Dizzy pick. Honestly, what's your opinion on that?
I think Sentry's kind of brutal for them for sure. Dizzy is always really strong, but they do have Swiggins, which can counterplay for the most part. Dizzy doesn't like to be around Durble either, so I think they both have answers to each other. I can't exactly say for sure which team I think would come out on top in this draft.
All right. Speaking of like who will get out on top, especially when it comes to team fights, we are having some prizes that are going to be given out. So, yeah, getting some messages from our producers in the background that that we are giving out some prizes. So you can guess in chat who is going to be getting first blood. If you guess correctly, for a chance at a piece of Awesomenauts DLC. I'm just reading this verbatim, frankly, because this is news to me. Also, whenever there's a wipe, first person in chat to say wipe hype in chat gets a piece of DLC. If y'all can explain that verbatim from Mr. Pillow himself. The guy who's like, the man behind the curtain, that's Mr. Pillow, just so you guys know. But yeah, so go ahead and guess that in chat.
Your juicy premium skins, Bulgarian deadlifts.
Absolutely. So that's going to be pretty cool, just so you guys know about that. But yeah, without that, you want to just go ahead and jump right into the match itself?
Yep, I am at 24 seconds.
As am I. And again, not in control of the stream, but I'm assuming that we're there. I don't know. Okay, yeah, we're there. Okay, so producer's telling me that we're there. Okay. All right, so let's just go ahead and get going. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
Nick Lexinel on the Frog, YOLO on the Sentry, Paulo on the Dizzy. He's got a good set of amphibians.
The only set of amphibians, really.
Love, of course, on the Skull Deer. Game is Broken on the Durple. And Seb on the Swiggins.
Interesting. I kind of know Paulo very loosely, and I know that he's been kind of known for his Dizzy, so I'm kind of excited to see it. Actually, I haven't really seen it personally myself. Not really too much going on, a little bit of footsie nuts so far. First team fight's always going to be interesting to see who gets there, because that's going to be first blood as well. Chance to win, my producers have told me in chat, if you didn't point out who first blood is going to be given to first, correctly I should say, so we can go ahead and do that.
Spoiler, it's Durple.
Can neither confirm nor deny. When it comes to first items, though, I really like talking about first items a lot of the time. So AoE going to be coming on with Swiggins, and actually I'm a big fan of AoE. Because it's sort of like free damage, and then conditional damage, sure, but free damage nonetheless. As well as explosion size from Durple. Explosion size just seems to be really, really good in general. I see a lot of Durples picking that up recently.
Yeah, it's like I can't personally justify it as a first pick, other than just it's a good upgrade. I don't know what the exact reasoning is behind that.
Yeah, not a whole lot of like just straight damage coming out of anyone yet, which is kind of surprising to me. A lot of people seem to have rushed damage in the past. Was going, there's going to be a Scolder right there in the black hole. Not going to be enough to get him, unfortunately. Yeah, just enough to get out of that, unfortunately. But yeah, kind of noticing just a lot of functionality upgrades coming out right now. So, range piercing on Frog, the fake band-aid from Dizzy, silence on Sentry. That silence always killer.
Pick off on Swiggins here.
Yep, there you go.
Sentry pick coming through.
So yeah, so if you'd get
exactly as well as I had anticipated.
Yeah, Durple first blood. There you go. But no, if you actually had guessed Sentry was the first blood, then you should be getting something for that as well. So, nonetheless, let's go on. So it's going to be first blood given to the red team. They're getting a little bit of a push off of that, off the top. And then Sentry come in. Nick Lixon right there caught, and that's going to be down.
Could not get away. That
was just unfortunate right there. Yeah, he got snared right there. I don't know if he ate that intentionally or what was up with that, but he paid the price for that, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, the Into Swiggins. But I never really considered this during the draft. The blue team doesn't really have a great or like initiation, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have Swiggins, but I mean, there's enough counter initiation, I think, on red side to make it difficult. School Deer in general just has a hard time getting in, so.
Especially against like extremely mobile knots, like Dizzy's just a nightmare to play against Skull Deer. Like it's just, what can you do? You got like a snare, and that's really it. A lot of the
gotta hit him. You gotta hit him, or else Dizzy's just gonna have a heyday.
No, yeah, for sure. Really, I mean, I play plenty of Skull Deer myself, and usually the only answer that I feel like I have to Dizzy is just going like max throw damage and just hoping that the straight damage is enough to do something to her. It's like CCing her good luck, basically. So that's gonna be that. Paolo right there caught on a snare, nothing gonna be coming of it. Game's broken with a drop nuke though, gonna do a little bit of damage there. So far, when it comes to like map control, red team is definitely on top, I would say. I mean, they definitely got a little bit of chip damage on the top turret. You can see damage on the minimap right there. But as far as like, you know, what's gonna happen, I don't know. It's still a lot of like, not a whole lot is really happening. I don't think like there's not a really many big plays. You know, snares are being eaten here and there. But black hole right there, and nothing gonna come out of it. Denial, and that's fine. But you know, it's kind of interesting to see, especially with what kind of items are going to be coming out. Like I'm wondering if what kind of Swiggins upgrades they're going to be getting too, because you know, classic would be like health on anchor and you know drop and amber, which is a really good combo. But considering how mobile some of these characters are, I'm interested to see if they're actually going to pick up duration on anchor, because that's really good. Ooh, the Swiggins going to be going
a pick off. Ooh, but it actually got turned around.
Yeah, right.
blue team had an idea there, but it just didn't come to fruition.
No, and you know what you said is right. Counter initiation very strong in the red team for sure. So that's going to be what happened right there. Some more push on top. Derpal right there going to be left alone to defend a couple for a little bit. Meantime, there we go. We have some Swiggins upgrades coming up that I was interested in. Health on his anchor. Frog over there kind of a little bit deep.
I was going to say something about that. He's definitely going to need that against Dizzy at the very least. Maybe Sentry.
Right. But I'm still interested because I can still see a situation where lifetime or, you know, duration on... ooh, that's a nice combo right there. So that was a very nice engagement right there. Stunned on Swiggins, what I'm talking about. How long have I played this game? 5,000 hours? Don't remind me, please. But yeah, nice throw right there into a snare trap and into kill, basically.
Game is broken with the questionable play. Oh, but he still got the kill.
Yeah, right. You know, perfectly planned, 100% intentional, I'm sure. But yeah, it's gonna be right there.
Pick off, you gotta love it.
No, absolutely. So now it's gonna be the 2 kills on the red team, 4 on the blue team. So things are looking a little bit up for the blue team. Overall, solar-wise, they are a bit ahead. No one's picked up. Oh, that third punch missed, and that would have. Oh, well, Paulo died anyway.
Blue team's starting to get some good pickoffs.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So it's working out for them now.
No, yeah, for sure. And it is coming down to like them being coordinated. Like it's never been just raw damage overwhelming them. It has been like, you know, a throw into a snare or a good anchor drop that kind of like basically holds them in place right there where Dizzy is. So 2 kills, 5 kills on the other side. And they are ahead in solar now. You know, I don't know if you have this up or what
Yeah.
things you have up? No, I was talking about. Oh, that's fine. He doesn't have that up. Okay. Message from our producers. It's fine. But yeah, basically is pointing it out. Everyone on the blue team is ahead roughly maybe like 100, 150 solar or so, which is pretty significant this early in the game. Paolo right there getting low, being able to get out though. Nick Lixino looking pretty rough right there, and that's going to be him going down to the Swiggins.
All the kills blue team is getting is coming from... earlier, when they got their first pick-off, they were getting a lot of mileage off of it because the spawns were staggered. So, like, there were points where they were getting pick-offs on, like, Frog and stuff because just Dizzy wasn't there to, like, help out, like, break the anchor and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Now, the red team's just kind of off balance, I guess. So, like, we're seeing these kills on Sentry.
No, yeah.
Both his teammates full health.
No, absolutely. Despite, you know, what we were talking about, like, Dizzy and being able to, you know, it being difficult to kind of, like, pin her down and everything. When it comes to CC, that's really, like... a ton of what blue team does have, you know, throw, snare quake, stun from stun from Swiggins as well as like the anchor drop. That's really what's doing it for them. Because at this point, when it comes to like kill conditions and like how team fights are going, there hasn't been really too many full-on like 3-on-3 team fights, which is a little disappointing in my opinion, because I think that'll really decide how this game is going. But as far as how it is in the pickoffs, it's always been at 2 of the blue team. It doesn't really matter which 2, frankly, because like as soon as you get one of them, just like right there. Right,
YOLO trying to get out, but he's not gonna make it. He's gonna run to that snare. Wait, is he gonna? Okay.
There we go.
Like the absolute madman, but that is a wipe. Can I get a wipe hype in chat?
Some please say wipe hype because we message from our producer.
Is it cheating if I do it?
Yes.
Yeah. As from our producers, we are exempt from the wipe hype challenge, unfortunately. Oh well. But yeah, wipe on the blue teams. There's going to be a ton of push on the red side. That was a 3-for-1 trade. Only Sentry going down in that case, and that's Sentry. If one of them is going to go down, probably Sentry would do best because he's going to be the initiator on their side. So nothing to initiate on in the wipe. So there you go. But that being said,
yep, functioning as a tank somewhat this game.
Yeah.
More so than usual, I would say.
Yeah, I mean he kind of has to. I mean it's Dizzy and Frog who are lowest health characters in the game. And extremely mobile, but when it comes down to it, he does have to be the one to suck him.
Can I get a fact check on that one? Are Froggy and Dizzy the lowest health characters in the game? I somehow feel like that's not true.
I mean, who else would be the lowest health characters in the game, though?
I don't know, like Nibs. Nibs is pretty down there.
Nibs is them. Please don't. Are you gendering Nibs?
Are you gendering the pre-gendered character?
You're right.
Okay. Anyway.
Let's not go down that road. But yeah, so what happened right there, basically, with that wipe, they got the full turret up top and a little bit of chip damage on the back turret right there. Nick Lixenol in there pretty deep, I gotta say. And
he's getting caught out a decent amount, I must say.
Yeah, he's, for better or for worse, he's just been kind of, like, out there a lot. But now, I gotta point out some items that are being picked up. Just some straight damage.
Good potential black hole here, but
yeah.
Paulo didn't seem completely ready. He just...
Yeah, I would have been a little nervous myself, honestly. Like I saw the nuke coming out, and it was a good counterplay on both sides. If people were going in, people were getting hurt a lot. So yeah. In that case, but I do want to point out straight damage coming out finally. Maybe not finally, pretty early relatively, but like I said, pretty common for that to happen. Here's my cat.
Getting to that point.
At some point, I'm sure on the stream, my cat will make an appearance. But right now, he's got a Ziploc bag. No idea where he got that from, honestly.
Alright, well, we got another pickoff on Nick Lixenol from blue team. They're going to look for a little bit more, but it doesn't look like they're going to find it.
Ooh, right there.
Turbo
nice
just going for it.
Yeah, just going hard.
Clearly not expecting that.
Yeah, so that's going to be it. As far as like push goes, even with the wipe on blue team from Walio, things are still relatively even. Even the blue team I would consider a little bit ahead. I mean, if not significantly still. They are significantly ahead on Solar. For instance, Sentry hovering around 970 Solar right now, which is their lowest person right now. And the lowest Solar gain on the blue team is around 1300. So, a difference right there of about, at this point, 300 Solar. Who needs Piggy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so at that point, it's pretty significant. Both turrets gone, first turret's gone, I should say, on the red side. So things are looking pretty rough on them. But at the end of the day, it's not over. It's still pretty early. The kill disadvantage is something to think about. But again, kill conditions and that, I think it's a little stronger at this point on the blue side, just based on how they've been playing. And again, it seems like only 2 of them need to be present to secure a kill. But red side not down for the count. Like I said, Dizzy generally pretty powerful, especially when it comes to counter pushing and being very mobile and getting in there and out. So we'll see what happens from there.
There's a lot of like harassing sort of plays going on red side, but that's not really what they need right now. Like seeing Dizzy just going by himself, do a little bit of damage, and then walk away. Blue team has some giant health bars, so that's I was gonna help them out so much.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out. Yeah, that is basically effectively like 3 tanks. I think like Swiggins and Scoldy are considered fighters. Oh, there's nice initiation. Oh, yeah, that counter initiation.
This is a pretty sloppy initiation right there. It seemed like the frogs just weren't ready for that to happen.
Yeah,
But at the same time, it looked like they're prepared for it. So like,
no, that was a good reaction on the
in there
blue
and
side.
ready.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, of all the people to black hole, Derp was probably the worst choice, to be frank. Yeah, Nick Litzlin just gonna let that go. There's kind of like no reason defending, or he's gonna go there, auto attack once and then leave. So
he'll be fine.
Job well done.
Shooting some sideways auto attacks.
Yeah, that's just a bug with the replays. I don't even know what's up with that. Man, a lot of sideways.
Like an Atari game.
Yeah, now that you pointed it out, I'm not gonna not see it. God damn it! Why do you gotta do that? It's
So
winner
base
never-
access is out, but I don't feel like that really matters because they're going to need to take top lane anyway. Unless they get a
Yeah.
wipe in front of the turrets.
and
he's not going to let them
competitive
get
matches,
away with
like,
anything.
Yeah, in competitive matches, it's pretty difficult to like just kind of be like, oh, we have base access, we win now. Because you do have to, I feel like, go, maybe a little bit of pyro strats, if you will, and push
It's
the
not really
outside.
pyro strats unless you're already winning the game.
No, well, I mean, maybe sometimes, we'll see what happens. All right, you know what? I'll get trade my
Attempt at
pyro strats.
initiation there, but it didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
Which would have been nice because it was a 2v3 at that point.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. Just a little bit of poking. Skolder kind of caught out alone right there, but nothing going to be coming out of that.
Frog
Gonna-
a little too far behind to be
Mhm.
useful in that team fight there.
Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, there's a big snare right there. Gonna be a nice throw on Sentry right there. Missing that. Ooh, Skolder's gonna be going down. Derpal Nuke missed actually, so it's gonna be nice for them. Ooh, that AoE actually did a
rough.
ton of damage. That actually hit all three of them. Taking out Sentry as well. Game is broken. Gonna be going towards that Invis. Seeing if we can get something out of that. I believe Derpal can siege while Invis still, so this could be potentially dangerous. A nuke
he just broke
basically nowhere. Oh well. Theory crafting over. Forget what everything that I was saying. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So we were talking about earlier how the Skoldir is gonna have kind of a hard time against the Frog and the Dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been kind of working out for him anyway, since pretty much all the plays coming out from the Skoldir have been him throwing the Sentry,
Mm-hmm.
which is working out very, very well.
No, yeah, absolutely. Sentry definitely is the most vulnerable of the three. Like, I think that goes without question. So to get initiation on them, it's kind of like a bit of like mind games, if you will. There you go, Sentry gonna be in. Sentry taken out, just straight up. Yeah, that was a pretty good nuke. And like I said, almost like a bit of mind games, you can think, because, once Sentry's, CC'd and thrown in, it's inevitable that the other two are gonna go in, because that's just how team dynamics work. They're not just gonna, they're not just gonna let the boy die, basically. And at that point, that's when they can maybe capitalize and take out one of the frogs. Speaking of taking out one of the frogs, though, that's not what
Frogs took
happened.
out one of
That was the weirdest
one of the
segue.
robots.
Yeah.
I guess.
No, it's not a robot. Derpal's organic. What are you talking about? He just
Dribble in his car,
Derpal's car.
as a
It is
regular
hot rod
Duckworth would
Derpal.
say.
Yeah, that's what all the Dribble men
car.
say. Derpal's car. It is hot rod. Do you think is hot rod as in like? Do you think it's like a car or like a motorcycle? Because I mean, it looks like neither.
It's clearly not a motorcycle.
It's not really a car either.
But I mean,
though.
it's themed after a motorcycle. Whatever. I never thought about this. I'm a little mad about it now. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, all these theory crafting. Like the other day, I was just kind of like messing around and talking about like, what about Ribbit 4? What happens to Ribbit 1 through 3? Like, is it because of overpopulation? Like, how does this society work in a world where frogs can reproduce and have literally dozens, if not hundreds, of children, and that's
you
just
in my
normal.
chat?
Yep, that was in your chat. Yeah, I was talking with, I don't know who was like entertaining my fanciful ideas like that, but that's the mind of Pyro right there. What happens to Ribbit 1 through 3, I should say. Or maybe there's more Ribbits, there could be 6 Ribbits, 7 Ribbits. There's no end to it.
C1 Ribbit 5, dog.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Probably a custom app around there somewhere.
Probably, yeah. It's gonna be all that. But feeling some dead air because not a whole lot is happening. I do want to point out.
Footsie knots.
What's nuts? I do want to point out a couple. Oh, it's Derpal gonna be right there caught up.
The pick-off.
That was a good pick off. The Derpal not even reacting to it. It seemed like.
Defeated. Nick Lixenal still getting picked off anyway.
Yep, there you go, Nick Lixenal. I gotta say, what? Ooh, this is gonna be a good team fight going on right there. Love. Nice. So
2 for 2?
Yeah, actually, exactly. And in this matchup, I would still give it to Swiggins, honestly, for a couple reasons. The lockdown, plus, he's just ahead in solar, frankly.
Apollo is not full health,
Yeah.
which makes it even worse.
Neither does Swiggins. Swiggins doesn't have a ton of damage. Like, look at like all of his upgrades, like except for Blue Heart Metal, it's just been sustain and like health, like exclusively, like health on anchor, straight pills, barrier mags. He even got Royal Toe Castle, which is like a 20% shield when he drops his anchor. So as far as like dying, he's not going to be doing that easily.
He has the Swiggins damage that matters, honestly.
Yeah, I guess like his role right now is kind of getting in, anchoring someone, getting out, and maybe like doing pew pew with his.
I think Swiggins is like playing Yuri. You get mind damage, and then you're basically maxed as far as Yuris go. everything past that is just making your life easier.
Man, some sage words of wisdom come from the Yuri Prince.
From the Yuri Prince himself. Take that to the bank.
Yeah. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, or whatever. I don't know. These phrases aren't really working out. There's going to be a nice black hole right there. Oh, there's going to be Dizzy going down, actually. Yeah. Dizzy is actually the strongest one right now for a couple of reasons. One, they are the most ahead in Solar on their team. Sentry right there just straight up caught up on the other side. Invis Frog, though, maybe something's going to come out of that. Or he's just going to take a lot of damage and then get trapped in a snare and die. One of those two possibilities. Okay. You'd be the judge of which one happened.
Sentry is just constantly catching these hands from Skulldude.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be nice right there. Ooh, that's good.
Wow.
If Sentry's going to be going down, that's...
Open ass hook. Yellow gonna...
Wow. Wow. That was actually... as far as like how things could have gone, that was very, very good for the red team, honestly, because they were
on both sides. It was like... Yeah, like Dizzy died first. Nick went in and got owned, then... It turned, and then like YOLO just killed two people for some reason.
It was basically a team fight that lasted like a full minute. Like Dizzy had time to respawn and then come back in and get another pick off in that time. That was ridiculous. But like I said, as far as like how it could have gone, definitely I would say still in favor of the red team, because I mean their base is exposed. They did get a double on them at some point, and Sentry was still out there distracting enough for them to basically forget that they had base exposure. So that's good of them in my opinion. Dizzy going to be going back, even though he's right next to a potential team fight. A little weird in my opinion. But nonetheless, Black Hole Compressed Canister. I've never taken time to actually read most of Dizzy's upgrades.
I don't know what any of these words mean.
Yeah.
I don't play this character.
I don't know what canister means. What does that even mean?
Canister?
Canister? Yeah, but really, I'm only God damn. Blowfish Nozzle and Graffiti Artist are the only upgrades I recognize, honestly. Other than that, it's like, oh, there's Dizzy doing Dizzy things. Oh, that's another Dizzy upgrade. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen here. Thornfish coming out on Nick Lixnil, I gotta say. So he already had a range piercing. Thornfish is his other upgrade right there. It came out recently. He did Piggy as well pretty late into the game. As far as like a 1-8 frog, that's not a bad idea at this point. That is going to limit his utilities though, because he did pick up Wraithstone pretty early in the game as well. Wraithstone pretty good on this map. In my opinion, there's at least a decent amount of health creeps, but on Frog, I scarcely get it. If anything, I only get it on the Rivet, just because of how easy that health is accessible. Right there, gonna be another team from right here. Nick Lissno going in, and is that gonna be... he's going to be getting it right there, and actually going to pick up on red team. YOLO right there, and he's still alive, surprisingly. He's not...
YOLO making it happen, and he's dead. So, red team's getting these initiations, but it seems like they're not on the same level of teamwork as blue team. Obviously, the game is broken and love the dynamic Russian duo, but they're not prioritizing any targets or anything like that, so it usually ends up being a good initiation on one person. The fight turns into just a bunch of 1v1s.
Yeah, and right here, Nicholas did his best to do some distraction work, and it's
horribly
question
wrong.
Mark? I don't know.
Mean, I guess
he
YOLO's
did
back.
Distract.
Potential. They are pretty low. Blue team is pretty low.
Relatively low, but so is the Dizzy, which is the only one right there. Right there. Right there.
Oh, get a follow. Or just die.
Just short of that.
Is he dead?
Yeah,
He's dead.
That. Wow. That last dash was so short. It was just like millimeters away from that Swiggins, but he was chained up, so it didn't go as far. Man, that's really disappointing, but oh well. overall, they got a double, and Frog did do a little bit of distraction. Base at about half health, though, so things are looking pretty rough for the blue team. Red team. The red team is looking pretty rough, I should say. Blue team's looking fine. They're absolutely in a great position.
They're mad chilling, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's Yellow gonna do with this 20 damage black hole?
What's the 1-9 Frog gonna do? We'll see.
Rude.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. But we know Lick Nixon. I know Lick Nixon. He lives like 2 hours away, so it's fine. It's like when you have a when you have a Mexican friend, and you're like, it's okay. I can say beaner because I have a Mexican.
Whoa! No.
All right. I can say that because I'm Mexican. No one else can say that. Lifetime on Trap's going to be coming out on Derp right there. Team fight coming out right here. Nice nuke right there.
Team fight initiation.
A little bit weird. Right there, Paulo going to be trying to get in right there. Swiggin's going to be seeing an opportunity. Game's broken right there. Pretty much, it's a weird situation. It's a fight that's kind of all over the place right now. Ooh, right there. That was a nice capitalization. Yeah, nice pick up.
They can keep going for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a black hole right there. That's gonna be there. Yeah, that's gonna be
Nick finding a way to die.
Rude.
Every possible way. Spent this entire game snared, jumping into nukes.
Yeah, just dashing in first. As far as like, I don't know if I want to really go down this. Like playstyle wise, against a team that has this heavy CC, probably don't dash in as like the opening move every time. But that's who am I to judge. They're going to be coming in, maybe looking for a drop pick potentially. Nope, no snare trap right there. Surprising. I will say that there is a bit of considerable lag here because it's kind of from all over the place. Like Dixon will hear from the U.S. of A, Russia coming in, Brazil coming in. YOLO, I don't remember where he's from, but it's just all over the place.
Wherever YOLO is.
Wherever YOLO is from.
From the Europe zone.
Yeah, from the Eurozone.
I'm an ignoramus American. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know that entire region. There's a Germany in there, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Maybe like Kanukistan, possibly? No, it's somewhere else.
What?
Ignorant American. But as far as like where things center, definitely Red Team is pushed up quite a bit. Droids are getting actually all the way to their turrets. Right there, Skolder is going to be going down, maybe trying to do something. Like Dixon will living? No.
Live? No. Okay.
Well, we had hope. We actually gave him a little bit of credit there, but
we got an 11. Can I get a 12? Going once, going twice. Place your bets.
Yeah, we'll see. Can I get a Nick Lixnell freaking dies in chat again?
Freaking dead.
Yeah, but you have to replace all the eyes with exclamation points, as is the case here. Anyway.
So, blue team cannot exactly overextend. So we're seeing a lot of red team just applying pressure. Mm-hmm. And that's why we're sitting at blue turrets, but getting basically nowhere.
Yeah,
blue team is being forced to find initiations and get pickoffs.
Yeah, this late in the game, solar difference doesn't matter that much, I would say, because I think there's a lot of upgrades coming out anyway, so like, as far as that's concerned, just a lot of damage coming out too. Initiations, counter-initiations, both teams have pretty good answers to each other, and a lot of health stuff coming out recently, so that just makes it a little bit even harder to capitalize, or rather, ensure kills, which is kind of like, really, at this point, that's the win condition. It's not really so much pushing anymore. It's just, who can get a pick off, maybe 2 pickoffs, and really that's going to give a huge advantage at that point to that team. So, Awesomenauts range punch coming out right there, doing a little bit of poke damage. Yep, he has range punch right there. Flaming fists.
I guess the reach.
Are you saying that is reach or what?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Okay, alright. Well, anyway,
sick nuke coming out from.
That's the excitement we need
game
here.
Is broken.
Hell yeah.
Nick Lixnell stunned yet again. Who'd have thought?
Snared, and then he's living at.
No, he's not. Okay. He's keeping us in suspense. You never know. You never truly know until it actually happens, and then you realize you knew the whole time.
Paulo right there, extremely low. I don't know if there's gonna be any.
Thinking this is the end. Yeah.
No, I don't know. They have a chance. Oh well, no further data of this replay. I don't know what that means.
No one wins.
No one wins. No.
Yes, that's the replay. I'll start the kill cam reel.
And,
All right.
and some twist of fate, blue team actually won. We just lost all the data.
It's all gone. None of this ever happened. It was just it's all simulation at this point. But yeah, as far as what goes down, I can't really say that I'm terribly surprised. You know, when we were talking about the draft, I was like, Swiggins is going to be a pretty huge player in my opinion because of how mobile the other team was.
And definitely was.
Yeah, and he definitely absolutely was, especially on a certain frog of some persuasion. But yeah, I think overall, pretty good game. You know, a lot closer than I probably would have expected, especially considering how the early game was going. A lot of kills in favor of the blue team, a lot of good plays on the blue team. But red team did put up a fight, you know, matching it up relatively, especially towards the end. Unfortunately, he just got a pick off of like a double kill, and that basically sealed the deal.
Yeah, red team definitely would have had that if they were just a little more coordinated, I think, and were falling for less of blue team's tricks.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously not impossible for them to play around the Derple and the Skoldir, and just win the team fights that they were losing. But it just wasn't happening.
Yeah, initiation and counter initiation both on both sides was really great. I mean, there was a lot of times when a blue member was in a black hole, and then Derple kind of like sent out a nuke as a big counter thing, so they really couldn't do anything on the black hole at that point, which is a good play on their part. Likewise, you know, Swiggins would go in with the drop anchor and then they would answer with a black hole, so at that point, difficult for them to go in and such. So a lot of plays and counterplays kind of going on overall, and, you know, at the end of the day, in favor of the blue team.
Good job.
All right, how much dead air do we have to fill until this kill cam's over? Probably a bit. I don't know. I'm looking at the stream, which is behind a little bit.
Oh, you guys got, like, I don't know, another 10 more kills.
10 more kills? Alright. So how was your day, Celsi? How's it going?
I woke up and now I'm here. Okay, so what can I talk about?
Pyro, how was your day before the stream?
It was about 10 minutes long before the stream. The one and only Celsi, you know, probably in retrospect, good that I gave him my number. And then he just called me and was like, yo, there's a stream happening. He's like, is it on the 18th? That's a different thing, which we might talk about at some point in the stream. But no, today's a stream that I was assigned to, so here I am.
Your voicemail is pretty awesome, and your inbox is also full, so please deal with that.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna leave the dopest, like, message.
Alright, sick. So, anyway, Killcam is probably wrapping up at this point. I think we're gonna be taking a break while we set up the other matches, and we'll be doing...
Oh, Nick. Watching this man jump into snares is just heartbreaking.
Yeah. Oh man, right there, that kill right there on Dizzy. We're behind the stream, obviously, but oh yeah, there it is. There, you know, Nick just kind of being really just in there, like beyond swimwear. It's just whoa, just beyond. Yeah, you don't want to know what happens after swimwear. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the match. A lot more kills than I was expecting. This is a pretty long kill. It was a 30-minute game, basically. So, more kills than I was expecting.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, also, thanks for Pillow. I don't know if you actually heard Pillow or not, because he may or may not be audible to you guys in the stream, but he said that there was about 10 kills left. That was about 30 kills ago.
I don't know. I can't count. Also, I think they can hear me, because Ballsack21 had to repeat what I said and then put a K count in the chat.
Wow, dude, this is a family-friendly stream. You can't be doing that. We're sponsored here. We have sponsors.
All right, play me off. Play me off.
Man, I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride, dude. It just keeps going. We talked about everything. What more is there to talk about?
Yo, I got this last one. And Nick's gonna be hooked. He's gonna take a lot of damage here. The anchor dive is gonna finish him off. That's gonna be the last kill. Okay, I got the very last kill for you guys. No problem. We're gonna take a short break.
All right, sick. Guest casting by the one and only Mr. Pillow the Great. Thank you very much.
Indeed.
In freaking deed. All right. But with that, all right, sick. We're probably going to be taking a little bit of a short break here while we set up the other matches, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. More prizes and sponsorships.
Yeah, white back, guys.
And welcome back to Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2. Here kicking it off with my one and only host, Chelsea.
Hello.
Awesome! Good to be here. Excited as always. But with that, we've already done a bit of introductions. We're here with our sponsors, Animal Games, as well. These
Humble
segues.
Bundle.
Humble Bundle, yeah, Humble Bundle. These
Please
segues.
subscribe to the Humble Monthly Bundle.
Yeah,
this
you
month
get.
featuring Mafia 3, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and God
Oh,
Eater
man.
2 Rage Burst, none of which I have played, but I hear Deus Ex is pretty good. Also, last month they had a pretty sweet deal on Dark Souls 3.
They did, yeah. I put the announcement in my Discord the last
Solid
day it was
game.
available. So, anyway. But yeah, pretty awesome of them to sponsor us, pretty supporting the Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2. In that case, we'll be seeing more of this hopefully in the future. And, also you guys get some nice prizes for just participating in chat, as well as, participating in the tournament. You get skins, you get DLC, and there's going to be giveaways happening. I'm waiting on word from our producer to see if the First Blood thing is still in effect, as well as the wipe thing. I don't know if that's consistent throughout the stream, probably.
I just got word from HR. We're going to be doing it for every match.
For every match, okay. I don't know why HR is responding to that, but
I don't know what department would respond to that.
the producers. I literally just said the producers.
Oh, I want to think it's another producer. I'm just going to stop running the
What's the
stream.
resource gonna
I'm
do?
being
They're gonna
myself.
be like the file a complaint with harassment.
Let
and be
me
like,
do my
"Oh."
job, Pillow.
Yeah, we're getting paid so much to do this. Anyway, going into the draft, that way we kind of did our nonsense right there. Taking home one of the Ronald Gibbs.
It is Full Monty versus Idiots, just in case everyone's wondering. That is Jed, Skoldier123, aka Spencer, and Zydecore on Full Monty versus Mr. Pillow, Jorv, and Badass Ketchup on Idiots. Good name.
There you go. But yeah, as far as like the draft itself goes, on the red side we have a banned Dizzy and Sentry. They're gonna be picking up a Swinged Scholar and an Ayla. And on the blue side, we're gonna have a banned Coco and a banned Rocket, as well as a picked Genji, Purple, and Frog. First things first, Ayla.
Why did they pick Durple is what I want to know, actually.
Okay, well, we have two different points of contention, but Durple, Serona. Serona. Yeah, Durple, this is probably arguably, maybe not even arguably, like, just Durple's worst map. There's not a whole lot of choke points, there's not a whole lot of places you can drop nuke. You can drop nuke into mid. Borderline just about it, honestly, especially when it comes to like early game. Later in the game, maybe drop nuke down the platforms where the health spawns and things like that. But it's a little bit rougher for Durple because he relies a lot on his snare traps and like choke points to put those snare traps on. Not a whole lot of that in Serona, especially against people like Ayla who can just fly around and do anything like that. Segue to that though, Ayla, competitive. What do you think about that?
He is coming back. I think she's good all over again. That's why I don't think it's really like that big of a deal.
Yeah, I think
She's
it's
kind of a good character again.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, they haven't really changed much about her in recent patches or anything like that. But again, like, the way the pendulum swings on the meta pendulum, I don't know what metaphor is going for there.
The
but
meta pendulum.
The meta pendulum, it's a pendulum that's made out of metal, and they just forgot the L right there.
Nice.
Ayla competitive. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I honestly don't remember the last time that we've seen Ayla in a competitive match. But the recent meta has gone with like pre-mades or full stacks, whatever you want to call it. Ayla has been making a comeback. I think Nikki has been doing some Ayla stuff, and that's kind of inspired people to kind of pick her up and see how she does in competitive. So I personally am pretty excited to see how Ayla does in this matchup because I really haven't seen. I wouldn't necessarily say like high level Ayla stuff, but like kind of like more specifically team play Ayla stuff. So I kind of want to see what happens with that, especially with a Swiggins, because I'm assuming drop egg your Swiggins and then Ayla can just rage all over them and probably get some damage on them. But we'll see how that goes up.
That's kind of like drafting in a vacuum. I hate saying things like that because there's always other factors, like the entire enemy team.
No, forget about them. They don't matter. drop anchor, rage all over them, game over.
That's just gonna happen constantly.
That's just gonna happen constantly. There's no reason for it not to. All right. But that aside, I do want to point out once again, we were talking with our producers a second ago, the first blood thing is still in effect, so if you correctly guess in chat who is going to be getting first blood in this match, you will be getting some nice prizes, a nice piece of Awesomenauts DLC, as well as the wipe thing is in effect. So anytime you see a wipe on your screen in the tournaments, you can say wipe hype, and that's really awkward to say out loud, I gotta say. Wipe hype. Wipe hype. In chat for another chance at some nice Awesomenauts DLC. Our producers and their choice of words. Do they ever vet this stuff? There's like, oh, you just say this, and they never say it aloud themselves. Like,
Pillow came up with it, and it got vetted by Pillow. So.
There you go, perfect. It reminds me of the time that me and Pillow. It reminds me of when Pillow and I were casting, and it was Nick Lixon on one team, but his name was Chinaman. And Pillow was just saying Chinaman the whole time, and I'm like, I don't know, like, is that okay? Like, I don't know about that. Anyway,
let's watch Awesomenauts.
Let's watch some Awesomenauts. Let's gameplay on Serona. So there's gonna be.
At least there's no Raylan.
Yeah, there you go. So we'll see how that goes on. But
Raylan banned? Raylan was not banned.
Raylan was not banned, just not picked. Interesting. So with that, let's go ahead and just transition into the game itself.
I'm at 24.
I'm at 24 seconds. So let's go ahead and let me just set this up. Kills, deaths, current solar, and we are good to go. So let us begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
On the idiots, this badass ketchup on the Derple, Comcast on Frog, Pillow on Genji, Spencer on Skoldir on the blue team, Full Monty, Zydecore on Ayla, and who is Mush? Who's
Swigs?
that? That's Jed. On the Swiggins.
Especially, it's a little weird not using, changing names or whatever, but especially like in a competitive match, why not just use like actual names at some point? Anyway, interesting kind of first play, drop nuke through the middle, not too much happening right there. Jorv gonna be going through right there with a dash, not too much. Ayla right there, kind of in mid. Jorv taking some damage. Cocoon right there.
I'm confused about all of this. It's a real scuffle right now.
It's just a freaking mess. Abilities are going everywhere. Not a whole lot. Derple's just drop nuking regardless of if there's anything in there or not.
I mean, he's gotta. They don't want to lose that mid, so they're just kind of.
Yeah, they're
solidifying that position.
Yeah, for sure.
Nukes.
Zoning nukes, yeah, for sure. Those. Oh man, the cocoons are coming out sideways too. That just looks weird. Yeah, so right now it's just kind of like a lot of like trying to gain control of middle, and right here it's probably going to be a good team fight going on right now. Ayla going to be missing the thing. Jorv right there going to be right there, taken out as well by the Swiggins chain. So that's going to be first blood right there, going to the Ayla. Whoever gets Ayla, you got a chance for to get some nice Awesomenauts DLC from our sponsors, Ronimo Games. Anyway. They're gonna be so with that, early kills don't really matter too much in my opinion, just because respawn times are so short. But there's gonna be a little bit of a solar advantage at the very least to that.
This game is so weird. What is going on?
Yeah, it's all over the place. It's just there's Storm Drum coming out, Dash is coming out, and I will say, first item, some of the things that I'd like to point out. Again, I was gonna say Storm Drum coming out on.
I should probably do that.
Yeah, Storm Jump coming out on the Genji. As far as like area control, because that mid is just vital in this map, because that's
and also gone now.
It's also just gone. Storms are going to be very, very important. Jorv's going to be thrown over there and going to be not really caught on their side, even just kind of like chilling out, really chilling right there. I will say, that's going to be a Derple right there. Nothing coming out of that, unfortunately. Pretty close to him dead. But nothing right there.
Ayla is probably gonna die. Yep,
there he goes. Everyone on the red team pretty freaking low. Right there, I don't know, I gotta say I don't know what Jorv's intentions were right there, but they were not successful. Right there, oh, that snare trap is gonna be just enough to save badass ketchup right there to get out. But 1 to 2 kills overall, so it's a very active match. I don't know how to describe it.
What is going on?
It's just all over the place, and not even necessarily all over the place in in a like a bad sense. It's just like a lot is happening. It's a lot of like poking. It's a ton of poking. It's a lot of like little scuffles here and there, and not really anything necessarily organized on a team coordination level, I should say. I haven't even. So much has been happening. I haven't even gotten over to like first item. So stun punch coming out on Scolder.
Sorry, Swiggin's almost getting ganked.
Yeah, almost right there.
He pulled through. He's
Regen coming out both on Swiggins and the enemy frog. That was almost a nice throw right there by that guy.
Dreams of a throw on that.
Yeah, right there. Swiggin's gonna.
Wow, getting picked off instead.
Scolder gonna be coming down here. Unfortunately, right there. Red team all conglomerating right there together. We'll see. That was an interesting. Oh, right there, so close right there, and is Dribble gonna be going down?
Miscommunication, but Jed tabbing out apparently.
Yeah. All right, so pretty close right there. Swiggin's gonna be. Is he trying to do something? Is he trying to do something? He's 3 bars against he's 0 bars.
And now he's dead. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So
what will happen next? Place your bets right now. You won't win anything, but
yeah, but just do it. You get some nerd cred at least. But yeah, I do want to point out. It looks like Durple is starting to build some cats. So he got Fat Cat, which is a pretty common upgrade. If you ask Duckworth, that's like a mandatory upgrade on.
Always buy Fat Cat.
Always buy Fat Cat. There's no reason not to. Almost. But he did get Split Personality Cat and is now getting Bat Cat Suit. So interesting.
I actually love that upgrade. That upgrade's mad underrated.
It is, in my opinion, because it's straight up double damage to people who are snared.
I've got it on accident several times, and it's it's never really been a bad thing.
No, yeah, absolutely. It's just really, really good. It's kind of I'm kind of interested on his thought process on why cats, though. I mean, we've already talked about how Durple is kind of like this is a weaker map because there's not a whole plot of places to drop nuke.
We just saw cats coming through. He was able to get that pick off on Skoldir. I think, like you were just about to say, I think he can't siege and just sit there most of the time because of the map. So
yeah.
Since he has those cats as an option, he's got a little bit more reach, I guess, on this long AF map.
Yeah, I guess so. I think that's kind of what it comes down to, mobility. But it is kind of the thing where, they drafted, so, if mobility was an issue, why Durple in the first place? I don't know what Durple Cats has over some other characters, I guess is kind of my point. But, so far it's working out for them at the very least, so can't argue with the results.
Might just come down to his repertoire, who knows?
Okay, never mind. I was going to talk about something, but that's gonna be a pick up right there on Froggo. No, I was going to talk about the Super Breaker that I don't know if that came out on your side, but it was invisible, but also sideways. There's going to be a wipe? Not quite, unfortunately.
Not a wipe.
Not a wipe, unfortunately.
Some goofing deaths going on right now.
Yeah. What is that Suckets doing? All right. Well. So, weird game, interesting game, I'll say. This is what we come here for, is to see some nice plays and some other plays. And we are seeing something here in this match. But it's fun. It's nice. It's fun. So, here we are. Not a whole lot happening from that. It was just a big old mess, again, for better or for worse. It makes for interesting gameplay, definitely. But as far as, constructive, they're getting a push off of this, not really in either direction. Effectively, it became 2 for 2. It was 0 for 2, and then it was 1 for 2, and then Swiggins died to the turret. So that was something. That was something. But yeah. So one thing that I want to point out, Fiery Jawbreaker is coming out on Ayla right there, which is going to be the pull on Rage after you use an Evil Eye. I think that has been what has brought Ayla back into the meta a little bit, that upgrade specifically. Because I think, that gives Ayla effectively some CC and a lot more control. And it's just kind of annoying to play against, if I'm going to be honest, Anytime that there's because it just happens so quick. It's similar to, what's it called? Nib's pull on Orb, where it's kind of
the same.
You know what I mean? It's where it just kind of happens immediately and, you have no control over it at that point. So,
it's a good team upgrade too.
It is.
I never see it. I hardly ever play against it. I don't play competitive anymore. I don't know its true effectiveness.
Yeah.
So.
But like I said, interesting to see how it works out here, because I think that as far as like competitive Ayla or like however you want to call it, I think that's has been the upgrade to really make the difference. Right there, Jorv going to be pretty low. Going to be getting out though. Nothing as far as like a final destination. But everyone pretty low. Again, this is kind of interesting because like everyone has just been relatively low, but I haven't seen really any kind of sustain upgrades come out at all.
Derple's like constantly low health. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, just like
he's actually been like not dying very much.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because like I said, there's only been a couple of sustain upgrades, like double regen coming out on Frog and Swigs, and as well as Crabburgers coming out on Ayla. Now that I'm realizing this. Yeah, and then now that I'm realizing red team has all this, or blue team has all the sustain. What is it called? Bouquet of flowers? Perfumed white flowers. You know, close enough.
We just say heal punch.
Heal punch, yeah, basically. I don't know. We're casting though. We gotta say the official names, you know. Anyway,
we just say heal punch.
Yeah, there you go.
Some push. What is this?
Right?
A not Serona game?
We'll see what happens here. Oily also coming. Are we synced up?
They're not going to take that turret.
Oh, there you go. I think you might be a little bit ahead. Yeah, I'm like at 950. Where are you at, Celsi?
Here, let me rewind.
you might have pressed like the X button or something like that.
Perhaps.
All right.
No, yeah. What you at? I can just wind
10-5. 6.
All right, we're good.
Okay. All right. Now with that, because you know. Celsi was seeing into the future right there, so that was a little bit weird. Oracle Celsi right here.
A vision!
And that is going to be the turret right down. There you go. Boom. So, first turret down on Serona, and record time, 10 minutes. So...
okay.
Second turret down, a little bit... That split was a little bit off. You know, speedrun tactics, a little short here, but... You know, that's going to be a pretty good thing right there. That was a wipe, I believe, in the midst of, you know, us doing some technical difficulty stuff. I think that was a wipe. Unfortunate time for us to be fixing that. But what it comes down to is that they got the first 2 turrets, and now they're open to the third. So we'll see what happens right here. A lot of times when it comes to Serona, stall is like
we have like at least 20 minutes left of this game.
Yeah, basically is what it comes down to. So, you know, we'll see what happens from here. But... Like I said, when it comes to Serona, stall is probably the biggest. Does he have lifetime on that? He does, so there's like just a million snare traps out right now.
The wall!
No one on
Earth can make you fall.
I was wondering who was going to finish that. But, yeah, so what it means right now, basically, is that the blue team, in classic Serona manner, maybe needs to stall a little bit, maybe push out a little bit. But they actually don't have a whole lot of stall. Like, they don't really have a good method of clearing droids. Like, they can maybe get some good... oh, there's going to be a nice team for right there. Jorv going to be going down right there, down as well. Swiggins maybe cut out. Nope, nothing like that at all. I do want to point out 0 siege upgrades coming out from Derple.
Who needs them?
Who needs them, basically, but also specifically 0 nuke upgrades, which is, like, unheard of for Derple. So this is going to be kind of interesting. He got
about
duration. That. Well, you know, I
mean, clearly it's working out for him.
It's working out, but like as
quite well.
Yeah, there you go. Just got a double right there, pretty easily. Scolder caught out as well. You know, Scolder using a throw right there, just trying to get out at this point. Unfortunate Cocoon right there. Going to be trying to look for any kind of escape, and he is going to be getting out, so he's not going to be a total wipe right there. But he's going to be left alone to defend. You know, Scolder defense. Let's just say it's not the greatest.
There are worse defenders.
There are worse defenders. And in classic Derple fashion, he's going to be leaving with a bar. And he's back to 2 bars.
Is getting picked off. So that's like what the blue team is going to get at this point. Their team play, I must say, so far hasn't been numero uno, especially compared to like last game with Games Roken's team. And even the other team, which we said weren't playing as well as a team. So they're gonna need those random pickoffs, or just maybe to get together like this.
Yeah. Oh, that was a nice double throw right there. Derple gonna be using his nuke right there. I don't think anyone's gonna be going down, unfortunately. Oh no, scratch that. Oh, that was unfortunate right there. I don't know if you actually caught that, but Ayla marked the droid, and then Frog actually took it. Yeah. So Ayla got 0 health, Frog got 1,000,000 health, and that's gonna be that. Again,
the shore you can dash.
Yeah, Ayla gonna be going down right now. What was that word I just...
Swiggins not looking so good. Oh,
What?
never mind. Spoke too.
Nope, always
I'm
being
actually,
proven wrong here.
I'm actually behind now. That's what happened.
No, I think you're
Don't
on.
worry
I think
about
you're on time. I think you're on time. Yeah, I think we're good. There's gonna be a Durple right there. Swiggins gonna be trying to do anything to protect the Scolder. Doing a good job right there. And man, these plays of like everyone just being like 0 health it makes for some interesting gameplay. But it also feels a little reckless. Like I said, exciting as hell. But as far as like, it's like just go heal, just go heal,
Just go heal.
just go heal. There you go. So Gidget gonna be taken out right there. Froggo left right there alone to defend. Interesting match. Been really back and
kind
forth.
of death balling now.
Yeah, it's kind of like crazy because definitely the red team had a strong advantage. They had both turrets gone without the blue team even answering, and Ayla going in there pretty hard.
Play by Ayla.
Pretty hard right there. It's gonna be her taken out, unfortunately. So there is that. Everything's gonna be cooling down a little bit. Red team's gonna be doing some clearing. Red top is gonna be taking a little bit of damage. Big bot on their bottom, and everything can just chill. Just chillaxed. Chill.
Big boy bot. Get him, Zydecore.
Yeah,
I see you in chat. Zytoxicor.
We'll see about that. But yeah, things are relatively chill right now. Things that I want to point out. Is there anything?
Nice hook.
I don't know. There's not really a whole lot to talk about right now on the blue team. A whole lot of pills coming out, so a little bit more sustained.
Oh,
right there.
he's
Oh, that's
left.
gonna be unfortunate. Yeah, that guy's just gone. Unfortunate right there. It is going to be 2v3 right there. Swiggin's not going to be able to do much, even with AoE anchor, only going to hit one of them. So Ayla and Swiggin's left to defend. Again, not the best defensive players, or knots, I should say, more like. But it is what it is. At least it wasn't a wipe. It could be, literally could be worse. So,
You know what? I can see the blue team pulling a complete 180 on this game if Swiggins buys not seaweed.
You're not wrong. Is what's funny about that. I think not seaweed is kind of another underrated item, just because it's hilarious. Like I think it's not taken seriously because it's just hilarious. It's just it's not seaweed.
It's
It's
not.
not. But yeah,
But it's also an unironically very good upgrade.
It is actually. It's really good. For those of you who don't know, not seaweed is basically just blind on ink spray. It's really effective. It stops a lot of pushes because blinded droids don't do anything.
Doesn't stop this push.
That is going to be
I will say that.
Yeah, they're not going to stop that push, unfortunately. It is going to be a 2-for-1 trade right there in favor of the red team. So things looking pretty rough. Swiggin's going to be the defender right there. Did not pick up Nut Seaweed. Disappointed. He picked up Kraken Statue as his potentially last upgrade here. So it is going to be Snare. Going to be doing some good damage, though. Durple going to be going down, and that's going to be Swiggin's going down right there. So
And
1-for-1 trade there.
the game's not going to end because of that.
Yeah, so that was a pretty decent play on Swiggin's part. Did some distraction as well as nice damage on the Durple to get him down. Gidget gonna be just running forever. Why are you running? Okay, you didn't need to go that far to teleport.
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
Skoldir clearing droids. Zydecore clearing droids. Skoldir throwing droids. Skoldir punching droids.
Yep. Exciting. This is the gameplay commentary that you came to witness.
Mr. Pillow auto-attacking Jorv.
Yeah,
Wait, does he have heal wand?
He just got heal wand. The way he said that.
Did you point that out?
Heal wand? No, he just got it. He literally just got it. It's a little weird.
Does that, Mr. Pillow? I know you can hear me.
Yeah, he's in chat. He knows. He knows.
Are you memeing right now? Because that is BM.
Well, this is probably going to be it right here. It's going to be... I don't even know if Jorv hit that dash or not, but that's going to be... that's probably game right there. I'm not going to be honest.
Blessing had a pretty large impact on this game that we just didn't point out for the entire duration of it.
Blessing had a good impact on this game. I agree, Celsi.
Also,
Good of you to fire it out during the game. We do have a victory screen this time. No further data in this replay not to be found. So that's going to be in favor of the red team. A victory right there. Awesome. So, as far as this game is concerned, relatively I mean, it's kind of funny to point out, but still relatively short considering it was a Throne game. 22 kills in favor of the red team in total, as opposed to 14 on the blue side. Did this game go as you thought it would, Celsi?
Nope. I thought Derpel was gonna get railed, and I thought, this game
So
was
many
gonna
words.
be over a lot sooner than we expected.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, Genji definitely has a lot bigger impact than it seems, because one, he's a support, and arguably he's one of the better supports, just because, you know, even subtle difference, like Blessing is huge. I think like by default it's like a 25% shield, 20% shield for 3 seconds, and that itself is can be added so many things to that. So when it comes down to it, that has a lot of impact, especially in that last team fight that we were seeing, as well as a frog mobility and the kind of like what I would consider kind of like a change up in the Derpel playstyle was definitely something to consider when it comes out to the red team winning this out. Because as far as like the blue team is concerned, I don't think they really had too much of an answer. I mean, they had Swiggins for some lockdown, but even that, you know, the whole Ayla, sorry, Swiggins gonna be anchoring someone and the Ayla gonna rage all over them, never really happened. Never happened. So that is a little bit disappointing in that part. But
yeah, the team play was lacking, like I said earlier.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Red team is going to be taking out the victory right there, and that is going to be that. So, you have anything else you want to add to this?
Sorry, what did you say? I was daydreaming.
You were daydreaming. This is a professional setting, Celsi. What are you doing? What are you talking about daydreaming? I just said
nice
if you
kill,
want to add
Jorv. Nice kill. That was a good kill, Jorv.
No,
Sorry, I'm watching the kill cam.
You're just kind of like feeling yourself a little bit there or something.
Pretty neat kill cam.
Yeah, it was a very chaotic match, I will say, and there were some good turnarounds right there. Like on the stream just came up the turnaround when Frog was about to kill Swiggins, but Swiggins actually turned out to kill Frog. That was nice. Remember that part? I was there for that.
What was your favorite part of the match?
My favorite part was when the victory screen actually worked this
That
time.
was my favorite part too.
Indeed. So, but yeah, just a quick shout out, I guess, because we need to fill a little bit of there again. Thanks one more time to Ronimo Games for sponsoring this, as well as Home Bundle, giving out some free Awesomenauts DLC in the form of skins and whatnot. Going to be going out to the victors of this tournament, as well as the participants in chat for guessing, first blood, as well as whenever there was a wipe. There might have been a wipe in that match, I think.
Yeah, there was a
I
wipe.
do see one person.
There were at least two.
There was.
There might have been one.
I think there was one. I do see one person in chat say wipe hype. So that was pretty hype itself. Man, these kill cams are. It's over. Great, awesome. I thought we had to fill a lot more dead air right there, but in any case, thank you guys for watching for that. We will be taking another short break while we set up the next match. But don't go anywhere because more prizes to be had and more content for you guys to watch and enjoy some competitive knots. We're back. Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2 will be soon back.
We're back.
Yeah. All right, and welcome
Ready.
back.
I wasn't ready.
You're ready as you'll ever be, really. So it's just go with the flow. Welcome back to Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2. We are here with our third match of the day. I'm gonna be casting some ribbon matches here. Rocket's banned again, by the way. Want to point that out off the top. But with that, I'm joined
really
here.
antsy for that one.
Yeah,
He was prepping to say that since while we were muted.
Yeah, like since like the moment that I pulled up the draft, I was like, Rocket's banned again. I want to say something about that. Then Celsi challenged me, and you know what? Took him up on that challenge. Speaking of which,
he's right.
yeah, Celsi here,
wrong.
by the way.
Hi, I'm Celsi.
All right, sick. So let's just go ahead and talk about the draft. I don't know what phrase I was trying to. There was a million. Whatever.
Team Rocket versus Knockout, aka KO. Still no Holla. A little disappointed about that, but
Yeah, absolutely. But when it comes down to it, on the blue side, we're going to be having an is Show, Stewie and Young versus a Jazz, 123C, Yolo and Paulo. So let's go ahead and get into the drafts. You want to kind of talk about the picks and bans?
banned by Team Rocket is Deadlift and Derple. Pretty around the mill for Ribbit, I'd say. Their picks were Sentry, Ix, and Lux. Team KO banned Chucho and Rocket, of course. Picked Dizzy, Ayla, and Yuri.
Alright. So before we get into the kind of like theory crafting and that, I do want to point out one more time that in chat you can participate in the stream by guessing who will be getting first blood. So you just go and say the Awesomenauts name. That does enter you in the chance to win some Awesomenauts DLC. If you do pick that correctly, if you predict who gets first blood first, you will be entered in a chance to win some DLC, as I just said 2 seconds ago.
It's
Also,
Yuri.
it's Yuri. It's always Yuri. But as well, if you do see a wipe happening a full team wipe happening on the screen at any time, you can say wipe hype in chat. Wipe hype, vetted by no one but Mr. Pillow himself. Really just say like some of these things out loud, because that's the point. Anyway, we're gonna be giving out some more Awesomenauts DLC for that. But
Cake in chat. Yuri gonna get a sick mind stack kill.
potentially.
Hell yeah, dude.
I mean that does kind of like lead into like what's gonna happen in this game. So Ribbit, Yuri, mind stacking is gonna happen. I think that's just kind of inevitable. That's just kind of what he does on any map, but especially on Ribbit with that.
Not necessarily. I like doing it for the occasional League 3 lapse of judgment kill, but I think in competitive it's not really something that happens all that often. Obviously it's not possible, it's just not like...
Place your bets on whether there's gonna be a mind stack kill. I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say
You say no? You're gonna say no? Alright, we got something interesting going on.
I'm
The
gonna say
moment it
no
comes out,
purely because I want to have the opposite mindset.
I'm gonna rub your face in it so hard in the inevitability that it happens. But in any case, talking about the draft one more time, Sentry and Ix and Lux, pretty overall. I mean, Ix isn't really a necessarily a tanky character, but he has a lot of sustainability between like his invulnerability frames as well as lifesteal. So it's gonna be a pretty difficult team to kill, in my opinion. At the same time, they're not the most Sentry, especially, I think, is pretty vulnerable to not having a whole lot of mobility. And so when
Fine. What? He's Sentry.
Sentry, sure, but I mean, at the same time, there's a Yuri slow bubble, there's Ayla with potential pull rage, as well as Dizzy, who's just Dizzy. So, as far as like, getting in and out and stuff like that, Sentry's not going to be that great. Also, speaking of which, Sentry, some pretty hard counters to Sentry's black hole right there, but Dizzy, just going to leave. Yuri, just going to leave. And also, Ayla can just leave. So, interesting to see what's going to be happening on the left. I'm assuming some silence is going to be coming out on him per the to maybe keep them in the black hole, but we'll see what happens.
I still think Team Rocket has the better comp here.
I think so too, just for the sake of like tankiness and kind of like versatility. As far as like Team KO, I think it's kind of, I wouldn't necessarily kind of like one note-ish, but I think a lot of it is going to come down to, is there a close quarters team fight? Does Yuri have his bubble? Did he use it? The end. That may be, I may be wrong in that, but that's kind of what I'm saying right there. Also, is there a mind stack? If that's going to be a kill automatically, of course. So,
Dope. I'm a Yuri fan.
Yeah. So, with that said, do you want to just go ahead and get right into the match then?
I guess.
All right, let's go ahead. And
I wasn't ready. I forgot to set the thing again.
Oh my goodness. So, in order to fill this dead air, just a quick reminder again, those of you guys in chat, if you want to predict first blood, so go ahead and say the name of the knot in chat, and if you guess correctly, entered in a chance to win some Awesomenauts DLC, as well
Remember,
as
if you see a hype, if you see a wipe, remember to say wipe hype in chat.
Remember, if you see a hype,
throw a little bit of your self-respect down the drain for a free skin.
There you go, boom, shilling all the time. Speaking of shilling, sponsors for today, Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2, I should say, is sponsored by Ronimo Games, as well as Humble Bundle. Thank you very much for them for sponsoring this, giving some nice prizes, as well as sustainability for future events. So, you know, if you would like to support Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2 in any way, you can go ahead and shop at Humble Bundle using a link that we may or may not have available. So that a little bit... It's getting word from our producers. Below the stream in the info panels is the Humble Bundle link that you guys can use in order to, you know, get some games yourself at pretty decent prices from Humble Bundle, as well as support Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2. So with that, are you now ready, Satsu?
I was born ready, dog.
No, you literally weren't. Like, it was just 10 seconds ago when you're like, I'm not ready.
Dude, count down, dog.
Alright, 24 seconds. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Team KO on the blue team. YOLO, Yuri, Jas, 123C, Dizzy, and Paulo Ayla versus Stewie on the Lux, Yang on the Ix, and Iso on the Sentry.
Yeah. Alright, so a lot of damage gonna come out immediately. If that had hit, that might have been a kill right there, honestly, but it did not, unfortunately. A lot of action going on right now. Dizzy wasting no time to try to get some harassing on the other side of the match. First items, as always, I like to point that out. Danger pins coming out on Jimmy, not really surprising. No one figured, yeah. I do want to point out really quick though, CC immunity coming out on Yuri. That's a little surprising to me. Also, I don't know if that's lag or something, but it was free to jump. Well. Okay, just checking.
Yeah, CC immunity is definitely a weird pickup considering it's only useful against Jimmy, but I guess if you think Jimmy's going to be a huge issue, then go for it.
Yeah, it's also, YOLO almost dead. Yuri, oh, never mind. I was going to say.
He got dot. Yeah. So, speaking of.
Yeah, so first pickup, dot right there. Graffiti artist also coming out on the Dizzy. Graffiti artist pretty good. It's basically, if you're familiar with Mutant Ninja Worms, same thing, effectively. More damage after a successful dash or clone.
So only needs Mutant Ninja Worms.
Yeah, and you know, some other items in my opinion. But anyway,
teach their own.
Yeah. To each their own, I guess. But yeah, CC immunity, I don't know if the intention is like it's going to be good against Ix. I don't know if that applies. YOLO almost going to be going down right there. Going to be actually going down right there. So Paulo going to be cut out right there, getting a little bit of health, but actually doing some decent damage for, you know, where he was. Stewie looking for a kill right there. Both of them pretty low.
Just volatile game.
Yeah, just like kind of a lot of action right there. Jas going for the solo boss kill right now as Dizzy it looks, so you know, pretty easily taken out with dashes as well as the graffiti artist. So yeah, it's gonna be another interesting. Yep.
I'm seeing what you were talking about now with the whole they can just fly out of black holes because it's happened like 3 times now already.
Yeah.
It just happened again. So.
Yeah, they can just do that. Like I said, especially Dizzy can just like spam dashes. Ayla, if she gets BKM, I don't think she even needs speed. To get out of it at that point, but she can just leave. There you go. There's another black hole to no effect. I will point out, Yuri, they were already ahead in kills, but he decided to go ahead and piggy into 2 double slow, which is going to be probably a nightmare if I had to take a wild guess at it.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna help him get out of black holes even easier.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing about like especially against Lux is that, you know, he is a melee character effectively, so if he's in melee range, it's always tough to go against a Yuri of any sort really once you get into melee range.
Fix has kind of got to be close to get his damage off too.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see. As far as like, you know, win conditions and kill conditions right now, there's gonna be Yuri got stuck in the black hole that time.
That was actually a nice play, a nice grab from my boy Yang.
No, yeah, absolutely. So some nice plays right there. 2 kills on the red side as opposed to the 4 on the blue team. Still really eager to say who has a decent advantage. I will say that the blue team is ahead in solar just because they do have a little bit more kills. However, right now they're getting a pretty damn good push on the top turret right there. Cleared out right there, but about half the turret gone already, even just from the
Still has a
kill right
pretty
there.
huge amount of turret damage.
Yeah,
I
actually.
learned just a few days ago. I guess I just kind of forgot when I'm sitting on a base. That shit just melts when
Yeah.
you let an Ix get away with it.
Yeah, he has pretty strong auto attack when it comes to like structure damage at least, just because like he has the base one, then his little sparkles. I don't know what they're called. If there's a term for that.
Sparkles.
You know what I'm talking about?
I also don't know off the top of my head. So
Yeah, so might as
Is that
well
a
call
kill?
them sparkles. That's close. I mean,
it
there's
should have been.
it
but
should
not.
be. That's actually going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Stewie right there,
Oh, what a
looking
mess.
pretty rough. Looking for maybe a cooldown on his
Spaghetti
finger
all
pins.
over the floor.
Oh my god, this
Oh
is...
no, Paulo! Oh no, Stewie!
But hold on, Yuri's gonna be right there. Oh man, I
you
was
should.
really hoping that Sentry was gonna go for it because like he was full health.
just doesn't care.
Yeah, it's just kind of like letting it happen, unfortunately. But you know, this is a messy team fight, messy team fight. But in end result, 2 for 2, and that's gonna be that right there. So Sentry looking for a black hole on Yuri, just you know,
It hit.
still
It hit.
looking, still looking.
He did fly out of it, but it still hit.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Sentry hasn't picked up Silence, honestly. Like I said, I think that especially against like this team who can just fly out of his black holes is going to be pretty vital. Plus Silence on Sentry is just really good. 2 seconds of silence.
Cheap, really long.
Super cheap, really long.
Caveat is it's hard to hit. Wink, wink.
Of course.
Hard to hit ability.
Yeah, let's not. The Ronimo Games is sponsoring us, also. Let's not do that. All right. Anyway, but let's go back into this. Auto attack damage is going to be coming out on Jimmy, so a little bit more brawl ability going to be coming out on him, as well as what is this? Lifesteal coming out on Ix. So again, talking about sustain, talking about all the
Pretty run of the mill as far as Ix upgrades go.
yeah, pretty standard. You know, I'd be surprised to see an Ix not take that, honestly. Dot Trail is what he got there, right?
What is that upgrade on Jimmy? Increases the damage of Rattle. Is straight auto attack damage first like a general decent strategy?
It's not bad. I mean, I do play Lux on occasion, as you know, literally like every day of my life. But
Time around Starstorm.
every time I want to start stuff. You've noticed a pattern, have you? All right, nice. Oh, that was a really good swap right there by X. That was actually nice. I was looking to see what was going to happen right there. Good play on their part.
It's
But yeah,
paying off to a degree, I think.
yeah, absolutely. And that's going to be the top turn down, straight up actually right there. So far, even if they are down a kill or 2, red team looking pretty strong as far as like map control. And you know, at the end of the day, the goal of the game is to tear it out in their base, and looks like red team is currently in a better position to do that. But yeah, going back to Lux for a second. It's pretty good to get auto attack stuff first, because I mean that's arguably Lix's. Excuse me.
What just happened?
I think that
See
might
that Dizzy kill?
yeah, I think that might have just been some lag happening, if I'm to be honest. Who knows? But anyway, interesting conundrum. Some of the X-Files theme song needs to play right there. Anyway, that's my X-Files. Anyway,
He should be dead, but he's not. So
he's not dead right there. You know, Jazz going in for some easy damage, or not easy damage, but some poke damage right there. But yeah, what needs to change on the blue side, do you think? Because I mean, I think it's pretty clear at this point that they're at least losing the push war, I should say. So, do you think they really need to change much, or what do you think they should be doing?
I mean, they just have 0 lockdown. So, like, getting the kills they've gotten have mostly been, like, just being hyper aggressive or just catching a red team out. If red team plays well enough, there's really no reason blue team should be able to get very much.
Ooh, that's an actually kill on Yuri right there. The good
Actually, might be a kill on Jazz too. Nice one. Blue team a little bit too low to defend this push, even though red team is relatively low HP.
Yeah, all three of them going to be in there. It looks like the Dizzy's going to be in there trying to do anything alone, fortunately, but they did get a decent push. You know, back turret, maybe like 4 bars down, but still a chunk. You know, that does add up eventually, especially with the Yuri down. That was kind of easy for them to do. Everyone going to be full health. Maybe a team fight going to be winding up right here. 3, they're all grouped up together. Maybe something's going to be happening here. We'll see in a second. And there's a time bubble right there. Clone being used, and not much else, honestly. So I'm just gonna go back to clearing a little bit right there. But yeah.
The beginning of this game was looking very blue team favored, but now I think they're kind of feeling their character picks, at least versus red team.
Yeah, you are correct. Like you said a little bit earlier, is that they do lack really any kind of lockdown, and they do. I mean, it's kind of difficult to say, like, you know what, again, going into like kill conditions, win conditions, Yuri's just gonna be taken out right there, straight up.
Bubble was used, teammate not there anymore. Yeah, he had nothing to do.
Yeah, as far as like brawl ability is concerned, like I said, I think like the main thing for blue team that they have in their favor is really just Yuri Bubble. Like, I mean, as far as like CC and kind of like mobility, red team is definitely advantageous, I would say. As far as like team fights go, obviously Dizzy's like super mobile, but when it comes to like avoiding the clone or like avoiding some damages, avoiding mines, even like kind of getting out of Ayla's stuff, I think like, you know, Ix being able to effectively fly in vulnerability, as well as Lux with his charge, as well as like pretty strong auto attack with his sustain. He did get lifesteal on that now. I think when it comes to like 3-on-3 team fights, unless Yuri uses his bubble really effectively, it's usually going to go in favor of the red team, I think. What do you think about that?
I think that's about right. I mean,
moving on then.
Ayla's not going to be able to do much unless the enemy team doesn't have cooldowns. What's Dizzy going to do besides what Dizzy usually does?
There's going to be...
Bubble's not there, and red team is prepared at all.
On the other hand, right there is going to be a 2-for-1 trade right there, a double kill on the red team right there, and then picking off the Ayla right there. So it is, you know, that was a good turnaround for the blue team. They were leveled down, but they still got a couple of things right there. So, you know, they're definitely not out for the count. You know, we're kind of like almost, you know, singing the death knell for them right there, but it's, you know, it's not over. It's not over till it's over. And Ix right there with some invulnerability stuff. Yuri kind of just trying to run away. Ooh, not going to be able to get that black hole damage right there.
Big chillin'.
Will say, one thing that's interesting to me, Dizzy picking up a BKM, it's a little strange in my opinion, considering how mobile Dizzy is already, and there really isn't a whole lot to, you know, of like actual CC for Dizzy to need to avoid. Like, I don't know if it actually applies to Ix's chain.
Am I like forgetting something here? I don't know why. I'm finding it hard to justify that and Yuri getting CC immunity at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, like the only thing that I really see it being effective against is silence on what's his face? You know what's his face? You know what I'm talking about? That man.
I mean, maybe they're just banking on that and it's not happening. Maybe they just assume he has it. Who knows?
Maybe. But he does have it right now, I should say. He did just pick it up. But still, BKM was picked up before he picked up Stun, so I don't really know. Maybe the knockback
Just
on...
Just a straight kill? No. Health pack coming through.
Really close on that. There was a 1-for-1 trade right there that we didn't really point out. The Dizzy for the Ix right there, so, you know, things are still... It's 2-for-2? Oh yeah, I guess I was...
And they respond. Yada.
But now, Yuri, you know, like you... Kind of like what you were saying, Yuri, as far as like just damage, he has 1 stage of mine damage. That's it. He doesn't have any.
He just kind of exists to win fights, and that's not happening.
Yeah, that's
enough, I'd say.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's kind of that because there's not a
see right here. The initiation was late though, so they're not gonna. Oh well, spoke too soon. Pulled it off, but it could have been better. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of like just straight damage coming out. Like right now, it feels like Dizzy is their main damage dealer, which is maybe not what they would like to have. Ayla does have some damage upgrades in the form of like eye and like 1 rage damage, but she did pick up some cooldown of eye, which is fine because she's building eye, as well as some pills for sustainability. Yuri, again, just 1 stage of mind damage. So we'll see what happens from there.
So we're talking a lot about winning team fights and stuff, but even when red team does win these fights, like be it 1 kill or 2, no push, 0 push happening.
Yeah.
They got 1 cracked turret, just barely.
It is.
Nothing's just becoming of it.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know if strange is the right word, but you know, they were pushing pretty heavily early in the game, and you know, if you were just to look at this game like a snapshot right now, it's like, oh, it's 15 minutes in, 2 turrets down, nothing too crazy, but they got both turrets like pretty early, and from there it's kind of definitely stagnated. I mean, you can say that the back 2 turrets are harder to push because there's choke points, and you know, it's difficult to escape from there if you're the pushing team, but at the same time, they have had these opportunities a lot of the time to, you know, capitalize on kills, but they just haven't been doing that, in my opinion. Speaking of which, though, capitalizing on kills, Luck's going to be going down right there, so that's going to be a 1-for-0 trade. Maybe we're finally going to see some blue push. They really haven't done a whole lot of that for various reasons, but we'll see if they can do something about that now. The answer is probably no, based on what's happening on the screen right now, but oh well.
Again, 0 push off of that kill. Droids didn't even get a turret. Actually, I guess they did, but they got cleared immediately.
Yeah,
of course.
But overall, right there, Ike's going to be going down right now. So right now, red team is a little bit staggered, which is kind of like always a dangerous situation in this game. 3v3, if it becomes a 2v3, it becomes really difficult automatically. And as I say that, they get a kill.
Who cares if they're staggered?
Yeah, basically.
It only takes 2.
Still able to get that. Another stage appeal is going to be coming out on the Ayla, so a little bit more sustainability, hopefully not dying nearly as easily.
I'm liking Stewie's looks, can I just say?
Yeah, nice.
I approve.
It is
that
good.
I'm like a connoisseur of Lux gameplay, but...
Connoisseur, alright, sure. But yeah, I mean, it's overall pretty good. Nothing too crazy coming out. His playstyle is good, I'll say, but as far as his build, nothing's crazy. Mostly just straight damage and like no like real functionality. It's like there's no.
Is this game over?
Trail. I don't know. Well, actually, everyone's really low right there. Unfortunately,
dying. So no, the game is not over.
No, the game's not over. And that is going to be like half of their health, half of the health on their base, just straight up gone though. That happened way faster than I thought.
To win this game, I think.
Yeah, no, like that happened way faster than I thought it was gonna happen. Honestly, like we were talking about like that and
dead Yuri.
Yeah, like they just like took the top turret and then just like immediately went over to the base and just kind of like hammered away at it. Even then, like a 2 for nothing trade with damage base damage, I would probably happily take that trade. Honestly, at that point, especially considering how far they head in push overall, like they haven't even taken down a single turret on the red side, and yet half their base is gone on the blue side. So we're looking pretty rough from a push and kind of win the game standpoint.
Anywho's it's.
I was kind of hoping you were gonna feel some dead air right there.
What's going on? What's going on in this Awesomenauts game now?
Right. Yuri did pick up Hubble lens right there. Like I think that a bit of Awesomenauts trivia. I think that might be the most expensive upgrade in the game right now.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore? What's the most expensive upgrade then?
I don't know. Hubble lens is like 270, I think.
It's 360.
Oh, it's not.
Really?
Am I wrong?
It says 360 when I hover over
it is 360. Yuri prints, by the way. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rolling in it constantly because I'm sick, and I just don't realize how much it costs.
That's definitely what's happening right there. Red team just gonna
I think the game's just over.
Just over. We're here talking nonsense. There was a double kill right there and a wipe. Does that count as a wipe hype?
I did not even notice the double kill. I'm gonna go back.
I did not either, honestly. We're professional casters, by the way. We did not notice a double kill either of us. But that is gonna be.
Talking about.
I don't know. We were talking about like if Hubble lens was the most expensive thing.
We were.
Like who cares about that? Who cares? Anyway.
That was actually a solid double. That was a solid double.
Yeah, that was a good double right there. So we're probably gonna be seeing that in the kill cam at some point. But yeah, overall, pretty good match. I said it. Like it seemed, despite the definite push advantage on the red side, it was still kind of an interesting match. You know, we were talking about like Sentry's going to be struggling with black holes. It didn't feel that much though, or at least like the other two characters that were kind of making up for it a little bit. Black hole maybe used a little bit more for area denial, like kind of like just general like effective CC, like not actually stunning them or anything
They mattered.
They didn't matter. That's kind of what at the end of the day is important for this kind of stuff. But yeah, really it just came down to, I think that it was more difficult for blue team to coordinate all of their kind of stuff to kind of get some kills, as opposed to the red team, in my opinion, to kind of like do all their stuff. Just because, Sentry shoots out a black hole, that's kind of like an obvious message. It's like, oh, we should do something about that. But there's not really that same kind of condition on the blue side. Maybe Yuri bubble, but even that's pretty short duration, and it's kind of already rough to be reacting to a teammate's Yuri bubble, to be like, oh, that's my cue, kind of thing. So
they utilized their characters very well on red team. Ix was definitely making a lot of plays happen with the swaps, which he definitely needed to do. Sentry, like we said, was making full use of his black holes, and then just Lux doing damage in general. It just seemed like they just couldn't keep up in team fights because of it.
Yeah, one of Lux's
rockets and just being unkillable.
Yeah, one of Lux's things is being able to go behind enemies and just pin them. I don't think I ever saw that, honestly, and I didn't really miss it, honestly, because just of the strict damage that he was doing with just danger pins, the level attack, and towards the end with rockets especially, he did start to build into that, which is pretty dangerous once Lux gets into like all of his damage stuff, because damaging Lux is pretty damaging. So that's that. Take a swig.
Definitely one of the better brawlers in the game.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, with that though, yeah, totally lost all momentum in conversation right there. So that's pretty sick. Yeah, but it was a good match overall. So
I think they lost in the drafts. Is all.
Yeah.
Give it a second look. I don't know. I feel like they didn't ban characters that should have set KO back in terms of their potential, what they could have picked. I just think it didn't work out like they wanted it to.
Yeah, I can feel that, because it's in the draft setting, it's all different. A lot of matches are decided in the draft. That's when I can kind of see it, because there's not. It's kind of like there aren't really direct answers in the draft to characters, I feel, or even to like team comms, because we're talking about like there's not really whole like defined kill condition from blue team and stuff like that. Like there's no. It's an odd comp. It's a comp that I haven't really seen before.
It looks like a what do you want to play sort of draft.
Yeah, which is works out sometimes, but unfortunately not this time. So
anyway,
yep, that's it. Wrapping it up here. Third game over with. We are going to be coming back with another game in the Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2. So we're going to be taking a short break here, and we'll be right back with the fourth game, and we will see you
then.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2. I'm here joined by the one and only Seltzer.
Hi.
Hey, there's a dog right there. It's a doggo. 10 hollow dollars to guess who. Shout out to Hollow right there. But it's 10 hollow points to anyone who guess whose dog that is.
Hollow points. Since when, Pyro?
Yeah, right? Exactly. So, anyway, but yeah, that's gonna be that. But let's go ahead and just get right into the draft. It's already up right there. Dog cam sick. I should bring my cat. He's just lying over there. He looks dead. I'm gonna be honest. He's asleep on my bed.
Idiots versus Boys R Us. On
Yeah.
Agion. It is Bad Joe. Hold on. It is Bad Joe, Badass Ketchup, and Jorv on Idiots versus my girlfriend 9volt, Nikki, and Edster? Is this Edster? On Boys R Us?
Probably. We'll figure. I mean, more than likely. Yeah. Man, this is a great start to this draft talk. But yeah, let's. What it comes? Yeah, basically those guys are going to be participating. This is a train wreck so far. Bad Knots on the red side. We're going to have a Deadlift and Ayla and they're going to be picking up Dizzy, Genji, and Sentry. A lot of common characters coming up in this in these kind of metas coming up. A lot of Dizzy, a lot of Sentry. Genji we've seen before as well. But anyway, on the other side, we're going to have a banned Scree and a banned Rocket. So yet again, Rocket ban. It makes sense, honestly. I think it's always been the last ban is a Rocket as well. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't know how.
Last ban. I think it's like right most. Yeah.
Rocket's the first ban, I see. So, word from our producers, Rocket's always the first ban. Makes sense. Rocket's always been strong, pretty throughout. Even when it comes to non-competitive scenes, it seems to be very, very strong. So it makes sense in this context. They're going to be picking up a Swiggins, a Lux, and a
Theodore McPain.
I was like totally lost his name right there. How many hours do I have in this game? Anyway, but yeah, this is going to be them picking it up. What do you think about this draft, Selsley?
They're both solid comps. I've been seeing a lot of Dizzy. Which
I think like 3 out of the 4 matches have had a Dizzy, if not all of them.
Has it been working out?
Yes and no. Last match, definitely not. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think it's been really working out too much. On Dizzy, I think, I don't know. I don't know if we've really seen Dizzy necessarily in competitive scene too much. She was a relatively recent addition, but when it comes down to like, regular queues and like even solo queues a lot of time, Dizzy is a pretty strong character for her like just strong versatility when it comes to like clearing, straight damage, harassment, and being able to get in and out. But in a competitive scene, I don't know if that is necessarily enough. I don't know if we've seen it work out, but she's a pretty common pick, so I mean, there has to be some method to the madness, I guess, in that context. But yeah.
Hate that character. Both teams are pretty solid.
Yeah.
I'm iffy about Genji and Sentry on the same team. That's about it.
Yeah, that's the only concern we really have. Swiggins is definitely going to be a big player in this one again. We're on Agalon again. I don't know if we mentioned that off the top of the draft, but we are going to be seeing the classic, and by classic I mean we saw it a couple of matches ago. Swiggins versus Dizzy, so that's going to be an interesting matchup right there to see locking down Dizzy, seeing if they can capitalize on that. And yeah, so it's going to be most of the lockdown right there. I do expect some good plays to be coming out of Sentry as well, because the red team is not nearly as mobile and not enough escapability as opposed to the last match. So I do expect some black holes to be playing a bigger role in this match, even as the last match, if Sentry plays effectively, I should say. Because even for last match, even if they weren't caught in the black hole, they were still effective black holes for like area denial, forcing them to go in a direction or another, that kind of stuff, which is really important in this kind of game. But with that, do you want us to go ahead and see what happens, or do you have anything to add?
First, remember to place your bets. Some of you have already been doing this. To place your bets to who you think is going to get first blood, to be rewarded with some sick Awesomenauts DLC. Also, if you ever see any wipe in the game for either team, throw down a wipe hype ! In chat. And if you are the first one to do so, you will also get some dope, Awesomenauts downloadable content. So yeah.
Sick. Thanks to our sponsors, Ronimo Games, for kind of providing those kinds of rewards to us, as well as providing rewards for the participants in the tournament. And Humble Bundle, because they also sponsored us.
Humble Bundle for giving Pyro 200 games to not play.
Hey, it's on the list. There is a list. There's an official list. It's on the
Put it on
backlog.
the backlog.
Put it on the backlog. Anyway, but with that out of the way, keep in mind those bets. You can go and just shout those out anytime in the before First Blood, I think. So with that, let's go ahead and just get into the match. Are you ready at 24 seconds?
Yeah.
All right. So let us begin in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Bad Joe on the Genji, Badass Ketchup on the Sentry, and Jorv on the Dizzy on Team Idiots. Opposite team 9V on the Lux, Nikki on the Swiggins, and Edster on his patented Theodore Roosevelt McPain.
Mm-hmm. There we go. So one of the first items that I kind of want to point out immediately, spiritual cooking. I totally forgot about this upgrade that they changed it, but they made it so that it's actually increased damage by allied knots. It's no longer the kind of like max health upgrade that it used to be. Now it's like your allies now do 8% more damage. So
that's like actually terrifying.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like
about it.
a free Starstorm statue. That's in essence like almost like 200 solar worth of Starstorm statue, basically. So nice play by Swiggins right there to get out of the black hole, because I don't know if that was going to kill him or not, but it was going to be definitely a lot of damage right there. But yeah, so that's going to be the most interesting upgrade I can see right now. So we're going to see how that plays out, and that is terrifying, like you said, just because like I mentioned, I do expect Sentry to be doing a lot more plays with this black hole and just doing straight damage. And if he builds into it, Sentry black hole does a ton of damage, and there's not a whole lot of escapability, especially from Swiggins and Ted. So we'll see if that's going to be doing a whole lot for them. So far, a lot of action going on, but not a whole lot of like actual kills or like things that are going on. As I say that though, Nikki is going to be going in, Swiggins is going to be going in, and going to be almost getting killed himself, but doing a good chunk of damage right there. AoE coming out on Swiggins, I should say. So that kind of play right there was kind of decent because it did do a lot of damage to everyone. But yeah, with that, we're going to be seeing a lot of clearing right now, and a lot of just kind of like hoping and maybe seeing if they kind of mess up at this point. So what do you kind of see? Like, we haven't seen First Blood yet. What do you think First Blood's going to look like, Celsi?
I don't know. I want to point out that right off the bat, you can tell the difference with, how obviously Nikki, Edster, and 9V are some of the best players in the game, and you can kind of see the difference in gameplay and like the way they move and like how they choose their initiations and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's hard for me to explain, but just like the way they move and how they clear droids, and like look at what Nikki's doing right now.
Yeah, well, he was invis, so that was a little strange. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's kind of this weird sense of, there's only a set number of animations in the game, but you can totally tell there's body language. Speaking of which, there's going to be a First Blood right there. I was put elsewhere, but Jorv is going to be getting First Blood on Swiggins right there. So if you guessed that Dizzy was going to be the first to get First Blood, you now have a chance to win some nice Awesomenauts DLC. Congratulations. But with that, let's go ahead and get back into the game. First Blood, go into the red team. Not necessarily surprised, especially on the Swiggins. Like I said, one of the least mobile characters of all the Nauts. So it's, like I said, not necessarily surprising. Do want to point out, Regen coming out on just about everyone except for, what's his face, Genji. Yeah. At least one stage coming out on everyone right there. So a lot of sustain, a lot of kind of like staying in there, because I think that's what it comes out to. Two very aggressive teams, as what I would consider these guys. And so in order to be aggressive, you need to know what sustain to stay in there, maintain aggression and pushing. And while I was kind of rambling about that, Sentry is going to be going down to the Ted right there, as well as Genji going to be going down right there. So it's a 2-for-0 trade right there. Dizzy going to be the only defender right there. Dizzy pretty decent at clearing droids, but we'll see. Split push right here. So yeah, what do you think about this match so far, Celsi? Though we've mentioned like aggression and all that. How do you think it's going to play out?
Man, you've asked twice now. It's kind of hard for me to say.
I basically did just ask the same question twice. Oh, all right, that was my bad. But yeah,
I honestly can't tell. Like, it just seems like blue team is more dominant in that they're just finding kills whenever they're possible, and other than that, they're playing the objective and just trying to push.
Mm-hmm.
red team's kind of deathballing it, and they're finding opportunities here and there, but they're never really panning out.
I'm kind of interested to see how effective cocoons are going to be, because, you know, a lot of the times when you have Genji on your team, a cocoon is either a good chance for initiation or at least a good chance for some kind of like going in, but I haven't really seen cocoons that much, and I don't know if I would consider like them being really capitalized on. Speaking of which, though, Genji going to be going down right there, unfortunately. Dizzy going to be going down there right there as well.
Dynamite dead, yeah.
Yeah, Niall's dead right there. But yeah, 2 for 1 trade, or yeah, 2 for 1 trade, my bad. And a turret in that case, so definitely worth it in my opinion. So yeah, it's gonna be Sentry.
Aggressive because they can.
No, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, a lot of aggression coming out. I will say an upgrade that I want to point out as well is grenades coming out on Ted. That is just some like air denial as well as like, you know, some sort of like free damage, like because it adds up, all the grenade damage. Because
no one pays that close attention to like the mines, the Ted mines. So like when you take that damage, you're not really expecting it, I guess. It just ends up being almost like a flat damage upgrade, as well as helping his push and his defense.
Here's going to be a nice engagement right there. Nicky's going to be cut out right there. Edster also going to be going in, seeing if maybe they're going to pick off on him. Almost going to be taking out Jorb right there, but not necessarily. And they're going to be following them all the way down there. Jorb looking for some pickoffs right there, but nothing unfortunately right there. So 1 for nothing trade right here. So as far as like kills go, it's still pretty even. 3 to 4. We're 6 minutes in. Relatively low amount of kills and damage done to Knots, considering how much has been going on necessarily. As I say that, going to be evening up 4 to 4 kills. Ted going to be going down, so they are a little bit staggered right now. If they can sustain that, red team can definitely pull us back. I mean, they're definitely not out of the count for sure.
I'm still iffy about this whole Genji Sentry comp. I think they're missing out by having that.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, there was
like, I don't know, maybe like a penny or something.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, they did have something going on right there with the cocoon, and then just laying a black hole on top of it, but that's like super situational. It's kind of like what you were saying a little bit ago about like drafting in a vacuum. If they're kind of counting on that kind of play, then they're really not doing that. Speaking of which, that is technically a wipe on the red team, so if you want to go and say some wipe hype in chat. Wipe hype, vetted by no one, Mr. Pillow himself. We can see you getting some Awesomenauts DLC potentially, and that is going to be the bottom turn just gone, absolutely. So blue team, very dominant, very dominant right now. Do you think that there's, if anything, what do you think red team could be doing right now to kind of pull it back?
Not be dead, just for starters.
That's always a good start.
I don't know what they're doing right now. Very disorganized, whatever's happening here.
Yeah, kind of disorganized. I think Sentry was kind of chasing the Swiggins because he was like super low, which, you know, maybe a little overcommitted at that point, and Genji was going into support. Sentry 100% alone over here. Actually getting a nice black hole for an escape right there. Yeah, they got getting all 3 of them just to escape, and that was nice. Taking some damage from the airstrike there, though, but, you know, overall, I'm living, and that's kind of what matters most at this point, the whole not dying part of the game.
Badass Ketchup does not have his teleport. He's basically a sitting duck here. But they got a kill anyway, so...
That was a risky teleport right there.
Die? He should. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. So there we go. Yeah, 2 for nothing trade, and that's definitely what the red team just like needs, like just straight up needs right now. Because otherwise they're not going to be able to really counter push. They're not behind the lows, but they're definitely behind in solar. I mean, roughly per character, they're behind maybe like 150, 200 solar, which is not insignificant. That's an upgrade right there easily. And that all the time, a lot of the times in this game, one single upgrade can be the difference between you know, having an advantage and just not, honestly. So that's gonna be that. Kind of a little disorganized right there, kind of disjointed right there. No like coordination with the team right there so far, because there was like an engagement with the Dizzy, and then Genji had a cocoon up, and then kind of nothing came of either of those. But you know, here it comes with Sentry coming in. It looks like there might be something on. Nope, Lux just gonna be dashing out of that. Nicky gonna be taking some nice damage right there. And he's going to be going in with a little bit of damage right there. Risky business right there, but paid off in that short term. Sentry going to be coming in. Is he going to be looking for that black hole? He is, but
not that pan out.
Yeah, unfortunately. If Lux is definitely the worst person to get the black hole on because he can definitely just charge out of it. He can charge out of it for one, and even if he does get the damage off on him, he has a shield. So that's going to be interesting. Right there, Edser going to be caught in the black hole. That was a very, very damaging black hole right there. That is
almost getting badass catch-up, but not pulling it off in time.
Yeah, Badjo getting a nice cocoon on Swiggins in order to get himself out. Nikki, nice. Good chase there by Dizzy. And going to be getting some damage right there on Lux. So again, 2-for-0 trade at this point. So that's going to be in the favor of the blue team, and evening up in kills as well. So as far as like momentum goes, red team definitely has it. If they can keep this up, it could be turning around for them for sure. Some good damage on the top turret right there. About 3 bars left on the very top turret right there. So pressure is definitely on the blue.
Up the pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, in my opinion, when it comes to competitive, you never should have 2 people teleporting back, even if you do have the Sentry right there who can come back into lane immediately. It's just, you give up so much space, and even if you're gone for 10 seconds, it's a lot can happen in those 10 seconds, especially when it comes to droids.
You can get away with that if you have characters that are able to push back the enemy team, but that's just not the case here, I think.
Everyone's going to be pretty low. Lux is going to be going down. Are they going to be chasing out those guys? Sentry did have a pretty decent black hole, but use it up. Both Sentry and Genji going to be relatively low right there, so I don't know if they're going to be looking for an engagement, but they are going to be looking for a bit of push on top. That might be their top turning down right here.
Yeah, they're definitely going to take that. Badjo being invis just basically gave him free access.
Yeah, I can see that. Let's talk about upgrades really quick. So I want to point out the Sentry going with the not Teleburst upgrades. So he did build up some upgrade.
He can still get it. He can still. Oh wait, no, he can't.
Nope, not anymore because
he's wrong.
So here we go. Some big team fights going on right here, and that's going to be Edster most likely going down right there. He is going to be going down. No damage on that airstrike, unfortunately.
Yeah, the airstrike would have probably made that completely different.
No, yeah, if that airstrike had struck like a smooth criminal by maybe a little bit over to the right, that would have been a lot of damage. Maybe a kill on Sentry potentially, but a lot of damage for sure, and would have turned out that team fight for sure. So we're gonna be
1 kill.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, I did want to talk about Sentry right here, building auto attack. So he did build like all of his auto attack stuff. His attack speed, damage, and drive over skulls. Don't know why it's not called overdrive skulls, but that's a different subject. And also building his beacon in that it boosts his auto attack. So he got it so he received a 33 attack boost for 5 seconds, as well as the healing over time thing from his beacon. So he's not going to be.
Maybe it's because I was saying Genji, Sentry, same team. You're going to be losing out on a little bit of damage. I guess if you build basically the only consistent damage that Sentry has with his auto attack, you can get a lot more out of that.
Absolutely.
Rather than a conditional burst that you're not guaranteed to hit.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of damage on the Sentry. He's going to be going down right now. That was really, really good. He's going to be taking 2 of them out. And then Jorv right there, looking to escape. He is going to be getting out. Does he have weight stuff? He does. Okay, I was surprised by how much health he got out of that.
I think he hunting him down, but it's not going to work
out. Wow. He did predict him right there. He was right there, but just unfortunately missed. Going to be a lot of kind of dashing around. Seeing if Jorv can at least harass his way out to kind of get them off the turret, hopefully. That turret, if he doesn't do a whole lot, that turret might just go down, just embodying it. It looks not going to be doing that.
Edster in the danger zone, but he's fine. Nikki's going to die in lieu of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, couple bars left on bottom. About 1 bar now left because they let some droids through. So things are looking pretty exciting, I gotta say. I mean, as far as matches go, this has been pretty high octane, pretty back and forth. It was looking pretty dominant for the blue side, and the red team got some nice kills, some nice staggering, and was able to kind of capitalize on those things to get some 2 turrets. And then
I had a saved there. They could have gotten more out of that push, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, at the end of the day, they got some chip damage, and that does add up for sure. Clearing droids on bottom, the black hole right there. Lux gonna be sort of caught out on his own, not really. People are gonna
1v2ing.
Yeah. Now they're starting to collapse a little bit on them, and Jorv are gonna be coming in, and it kind of, for how much? Oh, here we go. Maybe something's gonna happen here. Yeah, there we go.
That's Nikki's hook there.
Yeah, Lux gonna be going down right there. I was gonna say, like, for as much action has been going on, it feels like a whole lot of nothing has been happening for there. But Lux did eventually go down right there. So, as far as like what happens during team fights and kind of like what decides it, it is a lot of the cocoon, and I'm kind of surprised by that because earlier it was kind of like cocoon happened and then like maybe nothing else happened, honestly. But right there, definitely cocoon was like the deciding factor on that Lux kill for sure.
I think blue team just got a little complacent. They're really staggered. They keep getting one person picked off, just leaving 2 people alive, and obviously they can't fight 2v3. So they're just they gotta regain their footing, and once they do, they'll be fine.
No, yeah, I definitely agree with that because there's gonna be a big team fight happening right here. Nikki gonna be getting anchor right there. Genji gonna be going with the blessing right there, and instead of Sentry going down, which I thought might have been going down, it's actually going to. Okay, Sentry's still gonna be living right there.
Should be doomed here.
Yeah, he's gone right there, unfortunately. So that's a 2-for-0 trade. Both
They're
Dizzy.
gonna get bottom off of this. They have to.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, Sentry with his auto attack has a lot of areas now. See, like right there, half damage.
Ignored it.
Yeah, he's kind of going for it anyway. Definitely getting that down. Top gonna be taking some nice beating too. Yeah. So, yeah, forgot totally what I was gonna say, but I think it just came down to staggering in this game is very, very vital. Actually, they're gonna be just going for base right now. I don't think this is necessarily the game, but getting a good chunk off base while they have that advantage right there, and just pushing him to safety right there. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be a Lux right there down. No engagement right there on the potentially low Ted, but that's gonna be it for that. But yeah, only 1 death on the blue team, and they did get base exposure as well as maybe like a quarter of the base health down. So that's gonna be pretty good in my books.
A 5th. We'll say a 5th.
Maybe like you know what? Maybe like 3/10. Let's just compromise with that.
Yeah, we'll go though.
All right. But yeah, I think it's right now very, very interesting things. And what is this upgrade on Dizzy? Increase attack speed of bubble shot. Yeah, but like I said, totally unfamiliar with Dizzy upgrades.
She has that?
I guess she has that. I've never seen it, but anyway. But yeah, as far as things are concerned right now, still pretty even. You know, base exposure from the red side, or on the red side, I should say.
Call this even.
Really, I would say so. Like, I mean,
it'll be even if. Well, it's definitely not even anymore, but it'll be even if red team can get like another hefty push in.
Yeah, I think so. Because I mean, as far as like pressure goes, I think the only real pressure that the blue side has is the Tad. But you know, between Dizzy, Swigan's auto attack, and just like Genji, I don't know if he's gonna get Storm Drum or something eventually. That's quite a bit amount of pressure for blue team to deal with. That's kind of where I'm coming from in my perspective, anyway. But yeah, they are going to be pushed back right there. They're just going to be... Oh, it's going to be engagement right there.
Not burst down the sentry fast enough.
Yeah, and Nikki going to be going down right there. Swigan's off. And Edster is going to be teleporting back, so Lux is left alone. He's going to be teleported back as well. So right now, red team has the map, and they're going to be taking advantage of that to do some like bodying of that top turret.
Right.
Black hole right there, going to be taken out.
Okay.
Ooh, alright, so 1-for-1 trade. Oh,
Hey,
that grenade! The grenade that we were talking about so long ago.
The callback.
The callback, yeah. So overall,
Lux is dead.
Wow, yeah, Lux is dead right there. So that's gonna be. I think that technically was a wipe on the blue side. I kind of didn't catch it right there. I saw all the great portraits.
Swiggins came back.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll have to go to the judges for that one. Our producer is saying something about that. He's not actually. I'm just saying if that was a wipe or not.
Bad Joe ran out of flight, is why he landed on that.
Yeah, official. Yeah, official wording from our producers is sure that was a wipe.
Sure.
Is quote unquote.
Good job, Uber Cake.
There you go, wipe hype. Awesome. But yeah, that was a good engagement over on the red side. Overall, it was a messy fight, a lot of deaths, a lot of damage, but red team did come out on top, and this might be the top turret down on blue side, actually. It is, just a little bit of poke damage right there. Getting a black hole right there. No damage, but a little bit of air now. There's going to be retreating a little bit. Bad Joe and Dizzy going to be going up top. Not too much happening right there. It could be a team fight happening right here. Black hole ready, and they're going to be using it right there. Airstrike misses, unfortunately. Nikki looking up right there, just escaping. Esther. Let's see, Lux is alone, but pretty close to his safety, so I don't expect anything to happen there. But yeah, base exposure both sides, and overall, when it comes to a lot of these team fights, I feel like I do see Red Team coming out on top most of the time. What do you think about that?
I think Sentry is starting to become a serious issue for Blue Team, because they can't kill him fast enough before he gets his black hole off, and it's basically winning them team fights, because obviously Swiggins and Ted McPain cannot afford to be caught in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially not with Dizzy around.
No, yeah,
and
for
it's
sure.
actually a fat damage black hole, because they're trying to burst Sentry down, which isn't possible.
Yeah, no, he essentially did go down right there, and I do think, like, you're right. Like, really, the only reason I think that he did die was because like he didn't have his black hole on cooldown, so he couldn't tank any of the damage and he couldn't retaliate with that kind of stuff. Unfortunate, but you know, nothing really came of that. Like Dizzy and Genji were doing a pretty okay job of doing some clearing and kind of like maintaining that. Nikki gonna be caught in the black hole, almost gonna be actually going to be going down in that case. Lux about half health. We're gonna see about just getting out. So yeah, a 1-for-0 trade right there. So yeah, definitely a very coordinated effort from the red team going out right now. You know, pretty capitalizing on the cocoons pretty effectively. And I don't know if that's what, you know, talking about drafting in a vacuum. I don't know if that was their goal, was, you know, get a cocoon, lay a black hole on top of them, and then just kind of go from there. But at least recently in team fights, that's been working out pretty nicely for them.
Yeah, I don't feel like that would be the plan, but I mean, it does feel like they're kind of working around it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So here, they got a little bit of map control back. Blue team going to be clearing bottom a bit, seeing if maybe there's going to be another team fight. Lots of team fights, like back-to-back team fights. Like, it seems like as soon as stuff is all off cooldown, something's happening. Ted going to be kind of caught out right there. Nikki, unfortunately, missing his stuff. Going to be some harass from that. And Edster going to be right there. There's no anchored drop, unfortunately. So no change.
Who's just struggling to find that perfect team fight? Because it seems like every team fight they'll initiate or they'll deal out their damage, but it won't be enough, and then the counter initiation just becomes too much and they have to dip out.
Yeah.
And Lux can't brawl between Cocoon and Black Hole.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
Obviously, Nikki's the initiator, and Ted just takes damage. So
yeah, it's kind of like a mishmash of like kind of like the perfect storm of things against the blue team in this case. Because I mean, in theory, like if it really wasn't for, you know, the difficulty of brawling with the black hole, honestly, mostly the black hole, I think even the cocoon itself they might be able to deal with. But Lux is definitely kind of like given an issue right there, as well as Ted and that, because they do have some nice brawl ability. I mean, Ted, one of the strongest brawlers in my opinion, on top of his airstrike, which has a pretty decent AoE, so if he lands that, could get like damage on 1, 2, or maybe all of them potentially, as well as AoE from Swigs right there. So right there, there's a cocoon overlaying this.
Not an initiation they like, because Cocoon and Black Hole.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the end of the day, it did become a 1-for-1 trade on the Genji, which, you know, I don't know if they had to necessarily choose which. Ooh, that was a
very important pickoff.
That absolutely was. And Jorv almost going to be taken out right there, avoiding the grenade strategically to not die. So that's going to be good. Ooh, Jorv.
Right.
Oh, Jorv got
a little in over his
right
head.
Yeah, hungry right there, honestly. And honestly, if he had got that last dash right there, or another dash, I should say, then that was most likely a double kill right there. Going to be getting some free push on base. No contesting this at all right now. Finally, Genji going to be coming in, almost dying, actually, just to defend that. And that is going to be game right there.
No further data of this replay. The red team came back and won after Genji fended off those two players by himself.
Absolutely. Congratulations, red team. But in all seriousness, blue team is going to be the victor in that case. Congratulations to them for winning that. But yeah, a lot of high action going on in this game. A lot of things that were going back and forth. And especially early in the game, it looks like blue team was like really, really dominant, but red team was able to pull it back, you know, started getting the coordination going down, and it wasn't enough, unfortunately. At the end of that double, that kind of turned into a potential wipe. I don't think it was an actual wipe. I think Genji was back at that point. But point being, that's really what sealed the deal for them at the end, was that unfortunate team fight. You know, blue team just needed that one team fight for them, and they did get it right there at the end.
Yeah, I think if just red team didn't let them have it, then that was just kind of in the bag. It was a matter of time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, overall, when it comes to like builds and stuff, there wasn't anything necessarily like revolutionary, I guess. I will say like the auto attack build from Sentry not necessarily surprised me, but it was interesting pick because I would have personally gone like with the black hole thing because there was a lot of black holes that were just getting a lot of utility out of, so just getting more utility out of that seemed sensical. But the auto attack thing was useful. I mean, like at the end of the day, it's a lot of harass, it's a lot of area denial as well. If you can just stack his auto attack in a specific area, and does do a chunk of damage, honestly. So that's good on him.
Yeah, I think it was ultimately a good choice.
Yeah.
Teleburst would have been like good, but also I don't think you would have been able to get it off as frequently. I think the utility is just much better, the way he built it.
Yeah, absolutely. But with that, that's going to be it for this match today. We're going to be going through the kill cam right here. A couple of things to say, but actually nothing to say about that. Honestly, totally I was gonna like comment on the kills that were happening, but really like we're just behind, so there's not really a point in doing that in my opinion. But nonetheless, very very good game. Like I said, high octane, good game to end the stream on. This is our last game to cast today, unfortunately. It was very very fun time. But yeah, we're gonna be go ahead and wrapping this up in just a second. Do you have anything to say else about this match?
Nope.
All right, sick.
I don't.
All right, cool. I'm just kind of like waiting for word from our producers to see if when the kill cam is over, because on the stream it looks like it might be over soon, but I don't know when that is. Sick.
XD, he says.
XD, he says. Sick. But yeah, very very fun. We're back with Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2. This is ongoing as well. We are going to be having, I don't know if it's time for announcements yet, but we are going to be continuing this. This is just kind of like the first set of casting. This is not the entire tournament. Like this is just kind of like highlighting some interesting matches that were going on, as well as, you know, kind of getting the word out there a little bit that I believe you can still participate in the league, if I'm not mistaken, if you're not already. No, I think our sign is done. Okay.
Another 1 week?
If you're not unmuted already. Guestcaster, pillow!
I was muted on stream. So signups are still open for like another week. And the ladder closes 8 p.m. next Saturday, Eastern Time. Either 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. It says somewhere on the Rumble Discord. But at that point, that's when the ladder becomes locked. But I think you only need like 2 wins right now in order to make it to a playoff, so it's pretty easy to make it a playoffs.
Playoff?
Isn't it 3? Top 8. 3 wins against anybody. 2 in top 8.
Let me look at the standings.
Oh baby.
Oh baby.
Okay,
Let me guess.
so
Boys R Us, number 1.
And first place is gonna be Boys R Us with
Wow.
at 14-0. Second place is going to be Idiots, Go My Team, woo, at 8 wins and 6 losses, and you only lose points to teams ranked lower than you, so that's why people can have a bunch of losses, but still not have that many point penalties.
Justifying his amount of losses.
Well, I just figure I should go ahead and explain it as the first team with a loss that I mentioned. Please Love, Easy Points is 6 wins, 2 losses, and with a score of 5. Full Monty is at 4 wins, 6 losses with a score of 3. And tied also for 4th place is Team Rocket, who's 3-3 with 3
Blasting
points.
off at the speed of light.
Yep, that's right. Knockout KO is going to be 1-4
Skip the line.
with a point of 1. And You Do The Math is 1 win, 2 losses, the score of 1.
Alright.
Aikio is 1-1 with a score of 1. And then everyone else has 0 points.
Rip.
Right.
Rip.
Get to it.
Get to it, you guys. Still have a week left. Yep. It only takes 3. You have a week left to sign up and participate in this tournament to win some prizes. Those prizes are maybe detailed somewhere. I know like they're detailed for us, but I don't know if they're detailed in public. But you can see all that on the Rumble Discord. We do have that link probably available somewhere in the in the panels below the stream, you can see that right there, the big panel that says Discord. Click that. You can go there for all the information that you need about this tournament. But yeah, things that I want to say about that. Fun casting this tournament. We should be back at some point casting. Maybe some of the playoffs and definitely the finals. We'll be casting. Excuse me. And yeah. So do you? Well, yeah, I was waiting for your cue.
I was waiting for your cue. Okay, I did it. I did the thing.
Okay, you did the thing. All right. So announcing now, also an announcement to me, basically, we are announcing Scholar Showdown, the return of the much fabled and very interesting indeed showdown that was happening a year ago. So Scholar Showdown should be happening. The showdown is going to be happening the 21st and the 22nd of April. That's when it's going to be taking place. We don't have a whole lot of details yet because Pillow hasn't given us shit at this point. But what it comes down to is that you will be, there'll be announcements and kind of like posting all like the rules and like all of the events and signups and all that will be detailed later in the week. Is what we heard from our producers. As well as
when I stop being lazy, I'll post it sometime this weekend.
Yep, there you go. So sometime this week you can expect those kinds of things, detailing the event in its all glory. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. I remember last year we did it and it was actually a fun time. I didn't participate in it myself. Maybe I'll participate in it this year.
I participated.
You participated. You got a whopping, what was it, 7 points? 27 points?
20-something.
It was like 27 and like everyone who qualified for the casting had like 100 points and over. Something like that.
I'm a dope school dude. Level 12, by the way.
Level 12, by the way. Nice. But yeah, that should be very, very fun. We're looking forward to that. Again, happening the weekend of April 21st and 22nd, so you can look forward to that. Again, just as a final reiteration, details will be coming out in that Discord in the following week. But with that, do you want to make any other kind of comments or anything you want to say, Celsi?
Me? No. Follow my Twitch.
Sick.
Twitch.tv/Celsi. That's SELTZYY.
2 Y's on that.
Your Awesomenauts streams where we lose to players you didn't know you could win.
Hell yeah. Same kind of story for me. Twitch.tv says Pyro Cheese. It's probably like somewhere. You probably know who I am. I mean, not like I'm a huge deal at this point, but I see people.
Probably know who I am.
I mean, I'm just seeing like all these people in chat. Like I recognize like most of their names. So it's like, they probably have seen me around at some point. Anyway, though, do you want to say anything else, Pillow? Anything you want to add to the stream? Any kind of announcements? Pimping?
Thanks for watching.
Sick. And a final thank you to our sponsors, Ronimo Games, for giving us all of these nice prizes to give away during the stream, as well as in the tournament prize pool, as well as a Humble Bundle for giving us a partnership so that you can get some nice games and also support this Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2. So that we can kind of keep doing this, It's always, at the end of the day, this stuff takes time, and it's always nice to support in whatever way you can. But with that, I think we're just going to close out the stream.
I do have a couple of quick shout-outs for real. Thank you, Celsi, and thank you, Pyro, for coming and casting. You guys were entertaining and hilarious. Chat, give it up from them. Give it up for them. I can't talk. This is why I'm not casting. Thank you to Pasha and Morishandi. They've been a big help, and Celsi actually. He did the emojis that you can subscribe and get the sick emojis. And Pasha and Morishandi had a big hand in the graphical production. They're the other parts of the production department, the ones that don't make mistakes. And all the moderators, Shiz and Arabosu, all them guys, Slevins, Mimi, Raru. Guys are awesome, and I love all of you, and y'all are great, and I hope everyone shows up for the next stream, which will be on March 18th at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Pyro knows about that one.
I do know about that one because I thought that was going to be the first stream, and then Celsi called me this morning and be like, yo, there's a stream happening, like, it's on the 18th. I was like, no, it's now. It's like, oh shit, he's right. It's all been a lie to me. So here I am, but fun nonetheless. Enjoyed my time here. So we're gonna go ahead and close out the stream in that case. Thank you guys everyone for watching. Like I said, tune in for some more updates on the Rumble Discord in the information panels below, so you can see all these updates and kind of like whether it be updates to the ladder, rule changes, because there's been a couple tweaks and balances to the rules. Phil was mentioning the whole you don't lose points to people who are above you if you lose to them, so kind of motivating people to play a little bit more. But all of that information, as well as Scholar Showdown, when the next cast is going to be, and any kind of relevant announcements if you're interested in the Awesomenauts Rumble Season 2 happenings, will be in the Discord there. But beyond that, I think that's going to be doing it for the stream. Thank you guys everyone for watching, and we will see you next time.